So I'll tell you what's going down.
You know who I am.
They told me you were VIP. All connected to the government.
What kind of a moron forgets to pick up his laptop at a repair shop? You're a Biden. Act like one. Everything he built, his life, I just ruined it all. I want to know everything that's on that laptop that can ruin my erection. My friends, it's time to party!
Didn't you know I'm taking control? I make an appearance and I gotta go, cause I get them dancing with their hands up. Yeah, I walk in and they go bananas. I'm a bad, yeah.
I'm an artist.
And they're cheering my
Tell me how I can help you.
I don't deserve help. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I've been through worse.
You're the smartest man I know. Thanks, Dad. I just wish I could smack some sense into you. I'll never forget Corn Pop. He was a bad dude. No joke. Dad, we were talking about suffering. No.
I can't seem to find anything but positive stuff on the Bidens.
Who's the point man for the foreign policy in the Obama regime?
Joe Biden. So it looks like you need $1 billion.
So the obvious next question is,
Where's Hunter? I can remember getting paid some money, but I can't remember what for. Well, my dad says we never discuss my businesses, period. Or my cut.
what's happening in there? Joe's in on it.
Party's over!
You had everything, Hunter, and you threw it all away. You hope the laptop will take down everybody with you.
Get out! China's not our enemy. They're not bad folks. I love my dad, and I just want to make him proud. I am the one who brings in all the deals. I am the one. The boy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special NeoUnrealist. Elon Musk, not an hour ago, dropping the bomb that he is going public with the evidence that he has on the Twitter's role in suppressing the story of the Hunter Biden laptop. Elon Musk tweeting about an hour ago, what really happened with the Hunter Biden story suppression by Twitter will be published on Twitter at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 5 minutes away. He wrote, "This will be awesome," popcorn emoji. "Will include live Q&A." So it sounds like Elon's going to do this live. Does this mean he's going to do some kind of live stream video? Is he going to take questions on Twitter? I don't know what that means. But I guess while we wait, we could only speculate what's going to be in this. Now remember, Elon owns Twitter lock, stock, and barrel. Basically, all the evidence here is his to do with as he wishes. It's his property, or at least the corporation that he owns property. The government cannot stop him. We don't have to wait for redactions or government redactions or we don't have to file requests. we don't have to hope that this gets leaked. This is Elon's going to basically come with the receipts. What was Twitter's role? Did the government collude with Twitter to suppress this story? Now, people having fun with this. I was having fun with this yesterday, comparing the new movie release of Cocaine Bear to the tales of Hunter Biden on a laptop. For those of you who haven't seen the trailer to this unbelievable movie, which now I will definitely be watching, and not because of its relation to Hunter Biden, just from the absurdity of it, of this situation, where the son of the President of the United States, guys, is basically implicated in his own laptop. Let me refresh this to make sure Elon hasn't tweeted since then. We're only 2 minutes away. He hasn't made a tweet in 27 minutes. Super chat from V Radio. Loved Ray Liotta in No Escape. Well, I thought this was the last movie he was been in. When I saw him, I was shocked, but apparently he's got other movies in production. Let's see here. All right, so we're now about less than 2 minutes away from 5 o'clock. Well, knowing Elon, being a showman, he's not going to be exactly on time. Let's see here. Let's see what this guy's got planned. I don't know, guys. Is he gonna publish with a link to the documents and then take us through it in a live Q&A? He wasn't very specific beyond the fact that he was doing this and that there would be a live Q&A. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna see how fast the establishment can react. So it is now 5 o'clock, I believe, Eastern Time. Still no update on Elon's account. Nothing there. Revolver. All right. It's the same thing. Everybody's just got the Elon tweet. What really happened with the Hunter Biden story suppression by Twitter will be published on Twitter at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Will include live Q&A. .501, no link. No tweet. This is like the watch for the drop of the New Year's Eve ball. Yeah, well, I guess we're gonna have to talk about that. Ye got yeeted off of Twitter again. That was crazy. If I'm sure all of you are aware that Kanye went on Infowars yesterday and basically blew up the internet. I don't know if Elon's gonna top Kanye yesterday, but Elon was forced. His hand was forced. Thank you for subscribing, Giga Chad. He was forced. I guess where Ye is going, Elon could not follow. He did not anticipate. He did not anticipate Ye pulling out the Hitler had redeeming qualities card. This is God. Oh, welcome, Carl Sargon of Akkad himself in the chat. This is a signature event. Everybody waiting for Elon. I don't know what time is it in the UK, Carl? It can't be that late, is it? What is it? 9 o'clock now? 10? I forget what part of the year. Sometimes you guys are like 5 hours ahead of us, and sometimes you're only 4. Let's see here. What is going on, Elon? Give the people what they want. Nope, still, he hasn't. The last tweet he made is 32 minutes ago. And believe it or not, Elon Musk replies to Ian Miles Chong, of all people. Ian Miles Chong. I don't know what happened. Did Ian Miles Chong do something SWAT, like the quartering? Super chat from Peter Watkins. Prediction: Elon lets us all down. I don't know about that. I can't think of a better opportunity for Elon to strike a blow at his enemies than to basically use the evidence he has. I mean, think about it. Like I said, he owns it. Thank you for subscribing, Craze Scandal, Inside of the Ages, and Chris Goodwin. Super chat coming in from V Radio. I guess this is directed to Sargon. Well, Carl, I think you should let me interview you on V Radio, and that they suppressed the laptop story. Yeah, Carl, I can vouch for V Radio. I don't know. I don't want to pigeonhole you, V Radio. Are you a left of center? You're centrist. I don't know your exact politics. I know you're not on my side of the aisle. I just don't remember if you're left centrist or if you're full left. Seems to be a distinction these days. Welcome aboard, Cornish Caveman. Does Cornish Caveman actually live in Cornwall? Or Devon? Left independent. There you go. So I'll go with your own label. Welcome aboard, Clearcut 88. I don't know what's going on with Elon, guys. He said 5 Eastern time. All right, Elon, you're 6 minutes late. Very upset. All right. Unless Elon's on the phone with a pleading White House. Maybe the Biden's puppet masters are on the phone with him right now. Ron Klain. I think Ron Klain's on the phone with Elon. Don't do it. Don't you do it. A lot of people speculate that the actual president of the United States is Ron Klain, the White House chief of staff. Oh, that would be classic. That if Elon came out with the Rickroll video, that would be great. Just hit and refresh. You would think this would be trending. So I like this one. Someone prototype 420.69. He replied to one of these tweets. He's late because he's under arrest. You think Elon got swatted at Twitter HQ? Super chat coming in from Capsule. Joe will have memory issues, and Hunter was doing a lot of coke. Case closed. 10% for the big guy. Now, see, here's the problem. The real problem that they're gonna have, as I see it, with the Hunter Biden laptop, and why all of a sudden the media is reporting this story. It's like a lot of you are probably wondering why now. It's been 2 years. Why all of a sudden is the mainstream media interested in this? Well, think about it. The Republican Party, they just won back the House of Representatives. They took control of the congressional committees in the House, or they will in January. They've already indicated this is going to be the first thing they're going to do. They're going to open investigations into Hunter Biden, the laptop, and the suppression of the laptop and all that. So they're going to have evidence that is now incontrovertible. It's all been validated. Welcome aboard, Kata. It's all been validated now by CBS, CNN, MSNBC, all those alphabet mainstream media agencies. So they can't say it was Russian disinfo. So what's going to happen when one of the first witnesses the GOP is going to call up is going to be Peter Bobulinski. You remember Peter Bobulinski, right? The guy that Hunter Biden set up as the CEO of his company that he was going to launder all that Chinese money through, Sinohawk. Well, Tony Bobulinski, remember, he was on the email. The emails were addressed to him, and he flat out said that the big guy was Joe Biden. Bobulinski also indicated that he personally met Joe Biden on more than one occasion and talked business with Hunter Biden. I mean, not with Hunter Biden, with Joe Biden personally. And that Joe Biden, at least at a high level, was familiar with the business of Sinohawk. Yes, it is Tony Bobulinski. Tony Bobulinski, the guy that seems to have disappeared, except for Tucker Carlson. He pops up on Tucker Carlson's show every few months. But the guy that you would think that the mainstream media would be all over, considering the emails were to him. Let's see here. Welcome aboard, Lebanon Smith. The emails were addressed to Tony Bobulinski, or at least he's someone who would know if he's the CEO of the company or designated as the CEO. Now, ultimately, remember, what happened was that Hunter Biden got really greedy, and he backdoored Tony Bobulinski and got the Chinese to send him the $5 million directly to one of his cutout companies associated with his law firm. And Tony Bobulinski didn't even know. He found out in the news, and that's when Tony Bobulinski came out and said, hey, Hunter Biden chiseled me. This is crazy. Elon now 11 minutes behind schedule. So I'm sure he's under enormous pressure not to release these documents or whatever he's got. I wouldn't put it past this nut to have like a PowerPoint presentation. Oh, yeah. You know who I bet is scrambling right now? Because his 4 o'clock video has already come out, probably. And he usually doesn't do another video between his 4 o'clock and his 8 o'clock live stream. Tim Pool, what do you think he's doing right now? Since you know this is probably going to lead his show. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to check Tim Pool's. I'm going to check his Twitter feed real quick. Where is it going to be? He doesn't know either. See, Tim's looking for it. Tim's looking for the... Tim's looking for it 4 minutes ago. Where's it going to be? He noticed. Here's Tim's oh shit tweet. Tim doing the same thing I'm doing, hitting F5. Oh, come on. You're killing us, Elon. Get rid of that. Let me check real quick. Who else is live streaming this? Elon Musk, Hunter Biden, laptop. All right. Put the live filter. Oh, yeah. We got Redacted covering it. My stream is the second one on the list. Riddleman Gaming, Nina Infinity. I don't know these accounts. Don't Unfriend Me. Real Marketology. Bobby Crypto Granny, and Gramps House. Obviously, the only one I recognize is my own. Unless you guys know this Redacted that has like 6,000 people watching. Let's see here. Super chat from Steven Knizek. Has Elon spilled the beans yet? Or is there still time for Musk to Epstein himself? It seems that way. Thank you very much, JM, for the sticker. It seems to me that Elon is very likely getting told, don't do it. Oh, that's a good idea. Let me check the Young Turks. TYT, boom.
Every day, the Young Turks delivers 2 hours of solid, fast.
Nothing going on there right now. If I know the Young Turks, they're going to be talking about Kanye and trying to link him to every Republican. Let me check Rumble. I bet you Nick Riquetta is on. Oh, we got Jimmy Dore. Let me see what Jimmy Dore's talking about.
To see you fucking do something except tweet, but that's
Thank
more
you,
than
Lost
anybody
for
else
Words.
did. So I guess I'll take it. I guess
You're asking for too much, Jimmy.
I am asking for a
Is he
lot.
talking about Rashida Tlaib? Talking about the rail industry strike, I guess. Let me check Nick Riquetta. See if he's on. Don't think so. No, he's not on. Who else is on? A lot of yay stuff. Sebastian Gorka, he might be talking about this. America First podcast. check back in with Elon while that loads up.
Folks to do anything that they haven't done themselves, and you have to take care of your people. They get the credit, you take the blame.
CIA operations, senior operations
so
officer.
I think that's one of the most sacrosanct things that we have is integrity and leadership is something that we lack, especially in government.
No, absolutely. But that can apply to women as well. So let's talk about male attributes. Let's talk.
And it goes from there to sports.
All right, they're talking about masculine traits.
Service.
I don't know. Are these people just not aware of the Elon situation? Super chat from V Radio. Remember when Elon asked on Twitter why nobody was going after the Epstein client list? Also, I am left-leaning, independent, pro-gun, pro-free speech, anti-woke, oppose Antifa and violence. Well, that I do know. You're very anti-Antifa and anti-woke. Simon Soros just subscribed. Rob Sammartino, welcome aboard. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Check it out real quick. Oh, come on. Oh, by the way, Carl, somebody named Stork91 says you owe them 2 ankylosaurs. I believe he's referring to your old Ark server. Do you recall owing somebody 2 dinosaurs? I love that game, but I also remember a lot of times people just flinging poop at each other. Yes, guys, you could fling poop in that game. Depending on your server, they tuned the dinosaurs or animals to shit. You could tune the animals to poop like every few minutes or every few hours, depending on how you want it to deal with that. Well, also poop was a resource, so that you kind of cheese it. What the hell is he doing here? It's been 48 minutes since Elon's last tweet. Welcome aboard, Bilalo. What the hell is going on? Alright, now it's at least trending. Hunter Biden's laptop. Alright. We'll get the trending hashtag up on there. Put it next to Elon. Hunter looks worried. Let's go! The entire internet right now. Elon Musk, Hunter Biden. Where's Hunter? My popcorn's getting cold. Oh, this one's funny. Well, we're waiting.
It became my problem.
This is the guy that he was the shop owner who got the laptop.
That's what caused me to do a deep dive into laptop.
If you remember him, John Paul McIsaac.
My property. During that time, I saw a lot of photos. I did not see a lot of photos that are being reported to be seen. Now, with that said, I do know that there have been multiple attempts over the past year and a half to insert questionable material into the laptop, as in not physically, but passing it off this misinformation or disinformation as coming from the laptop. And that is a major concern of mine, because I have fought tooth and nail to protect the integrity of this drive, and to jeopardize that is going to mean that everything that I sacrifice will be for nothing. That's what
World Cup. The only thing I saw in the World Cup today was the Qataris celebrating the knocking out of Germany. It was just weird. You had a bunch of Qataris in like their pristine white traditional clothing, golf clapping at the ouster of Germany. Don't know what that was about. Otherwise, I couldn't tell you what happened today in the World Cup. Let's see if Tim is losing his mind as much as I am right now. Will this information lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton? If so, that could explain the why Elon is missing. Has Elon found something out about the Clintons? That doesn't tend to go well for people. Learning things about the Clintons. Welcome aboard, English gent. Oh, he just tweeted 40 minutes. We're gonna have to wait. He's pushing it back. We're double checking some facts. Probably start live tweeting in about 40 minutes. Okay, so he's gonna tweet. You're intent on skewing everything towards right-wing talking points. We have no problem looking at Hunter Biden's laptop. If you want to restore public trust, then also demand answers to $640 million for Ivanka Trump by the Chinese. The Chinese didn't give Ivanka Trump $640 million. What crack are these people smoking? Hey, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, Mad Stork. Well, thank you. Let's see here. Mad Stork Super Chats. He borrowed 2 Ankies, and within 5 to 10 minutes, a server message came up with the log saying they died. Coming out on Friday kills news momentum. I agree. Friday is not an ideal day to drop a bomb like this. Although it'll get on the Sunday talk shows. At least, I should say, it'll get on the Fox Sunday talk show. Is that game still going, Ark? I mean, are people still playing that? That was actually the last time I saw it. I used to play Ark, but by the time I saw that Carl had an Ark server, I had pretty much moved on from that game. I mean, I'm sure they've updated it since then, but I mean, I haven't checked it in a long time. I mean, we have time. I can take a look real quick. Ark. Let's see here. Solo claiming an untouchable lava location. What? Ark. New monster hunter creatures are here. Ark survival evolved. Let me see, Ark official. Ark survival evolved. Let's see what's the last time they released a video. Alright. Expanded story content teaser featuring Madeline, Madden, and David who? This was 3 weeks ago this came out, so apparently Ark is still going. Oh, hold on. They had an Ark 2 trailer. Is this out yet?
My dad tells stories of a terrible war that happened across the sky. Heroes fought and died to give us a chance to start over. All that I know from their Earth are the creatures they sent along with us. And here on Arat, every day is a fight to survive.
Big dino.
But if anyone can tame this new world, we can.
So that was a trailer. 2023, so it's they're bringing out a new one. Maybe if you all pester Carl, he'll start a new Ark server. Let's see this content trailer. What is this here? Expanded story content.
You've come so far, Survivor. This place was once a vibrant Ark, filled with wondrous creatures, before it was contaminated and compromised beyond repair. Long ago, Helena confronted her fellow explorer Rockwell here when his obsession twisted him beyond humanity and reason. Even Helena could not truly put an end to Rockwell's madness. And he survived here in the shadows all this time, feeding on poison and growing stronger. You have to finish what Helena started. If we are to save Earth, Rockwell must be stopped. If there's anything left of the person that Helena knew, Edmund would want to be stopped. Steel yourself, Survivor, for here terrors await you.
What the hell is this? I don't remember this when I played Ark.
Error in judgment, Survivor.
Alright, so that's coming out this month. I guess that's an expansion for just the regular Ark. It's been a while. I don't remember that shit when I played Ark. I'll tell you that much. Big, giant fucking dudes coming out of a pit. I guess this is a new dinosaur they just released 3 weeks ago. Carcharodontosaurus. What the fuck is that? Looks pretty cool though. Yes, guys, this is looking at Ark trailers while we wait for Elon to get his shit together. He says it's gonna take him 40 minutes to do some fact checking, so it looks like he pushed it back maybe till 6, which is about a half an hour from now. Check if there's any updates. So 8 minutes ago, he said it would be 40 minutes. So yeah, about 6 p.m. looks like. You have to wait another half hour. Let's see here. There's Tim. Tim just tweeted 3 minutes ago with the popcorn and fire emojis. What did he retweet 4 hours ago? In our deposition of FBI agent Elvis Chan on Tuesday, we found that the FBI plays a big role in working with social media companies to censor speech. From weekly meetings with social media companies ahead of the 2020 election to ask for account takedowns. Yeah, I just saw today that the House Republicans just leaked some new information. Let me get that for you guys. About that suppression. I believe it was, I saw it on Hot Air. Let's see here. DeSantis, Southern Poverty Law Center, FTX. Here we go. Ministry of Truth. So if you guys recall, the Biden administration tried to set up that I forgot the dystopian name they gave it. What was it? The Misinformation Governance Board or Disinformation Governance Board. Anyway, Hot Air, they titled the piece, "The Ministry of Truth was far more sinister than we were told." And they alleged that Alexander Mayorkas, welcome aboard, Ginger Ninja Pant. Let's see here. That this may be an impeachable thing for Mayorkas and Joe Biden himself. Senator Josh Hawley, Republican Missouri, on Wednesday revealed newly obtained documents that appear to challenge Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas' May testimony. Remember, he testified to Congress. It is perjury if you lie to Congress. Lying to Congress is the equivalent of perjury in U.S. federal law. On the controversial Disinformation Governance Board. In an open letter to Mayorkas, Hawley said the new documents expose that the board's plans to partner with big tech were, quote, far more extensive than Department of Homeland Security or the Biden administration has previously acknowledged. Hawley and Senator Chuck Grassley, Republican of Iowa, published documents obtained by a whistleblower earlier this year detailing the scope of the board. Yeah, there was more going on than these people admitted to. Mayorkas had already come under fire for his mishandling of the Biden border crisis, and calls for his impeachment have been making the rounds. If the Senate establishes as a fact that he lied under oath when testifying before its committees, his impeachment should really be a no-brainer, though the Biden administration will likely seek to defend him and keep him in office, probably with the support of most congressional Democrats. During his testimony in May, Mayorkas claimed that the Ministry of Truth had only been in its planning stages, that's the Disinformation Governance Board, remember, and that the board had not yet met. That was his quote. That's what he told to the committees, to plan any actions. But the leaked documents show that the board had initially met on February 4th, 2022, and had continued to schedule weekly meetings thereafter, despite not having been formally approved or established. Further, the documents indicate that the board's plans to partner with big tech companies were far more extensive than Mayorkas or the Biden administration ever revealed. The Disinformation Board planned to meet with Nathaniel Gleicher of Meta, that's Facebook obviously, who was in charge of the company's security policy group when they acted to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story. See how this all loops in together, guys? These revelations only serve to add another layer to the cake of badness surrounding the Biden administration's coordination with social media platforms in an effort to suppress free speech in the name of battling disinformation. These efforts to enlist the aid of big tech to silence voices critical of various government policies are a clear violation of the First Amendment's assurances of the right to free speech. They should be seen as an obvious justification for the impeachment of not only Mayorkas, but Joe Biden himself. Of course, with the Democrats still controlling the Senate, that will almost certainly not happen, but this is a worrisome sign of how vastly the federal government has grown out of control and how the fundamental rights of citizens are being trodden upon or simply disregarded. Think about that. These rights that they're talking about, this is the First Amendment, not the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or 19th, the First Amendment. I mean, this is literally the bedrock, of your fundamental rights here. Welcome aboard, Bellatrix von Omnis Sanctus. It's quite a handle. But you've got to be kidding me, to, like, on purpose, put together something called the Disinformation Governance Board. They're not supposed to govern any speech. Remember, I believe the first words of the First Amendment are "Congress shall make no law." The government is just not supposed to be involved in the suppression of speech based on content. Now, they have passed laws. It's not an unlimited right. You can't threaten to, for example, kill people. I believe most people will agree that doxing is probably an extreme form of harassment. Revealing someone's location in real time. It's probably, probably also harassment. Anyway, as we wait here for Elon to go public with this, again, he's pushed back. It is now not the 5 p.m. It appears he's quote-unquote double-checking his facts, whatever that means. I'm sure it means people are lobbying him not to do it. But I think at approximately 6 p.m. Eastern Time is when he is now saying that he will make published these details about Twitter suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop story. The reason that Ye was removed by Elon was ultimately, I believe Ye, his last tweet, he tweeted a swastika that was embedded inside of a Hebrew star, I think it was, basically. And that apparently was a violation of Twitter's terms of service. Elon cited incitement to violence, and so Ye was suspended. Which is funny because you see the last tweet that was on his account was actually a very unflattering image of Elon being hosed down by was it Ariel? What was his name? It's the mayor of the former mayor of Chicago's brother. Is Ariel Emanuel, I believe. And he was being hosed down like an orca. a bit heavy at the time, Elon. And but no, it was not that tweet. Elon said fine for that tweet. I believe it was the swastika embedded in the Star of David after that. But Elon, it's crazy. Okay, if any of you have watched The Quartering, he has released literally multiple videos on Elon Musk, literally day after day after day. And I think he doesn't want to, but he just can't stop because Elon keeps making news. Super chat from Steven Knizik coming in. Is it possible that the delay is due to the FBI sending him a folder of Musk stuff as a don't do it? You would imagine that, yes, there's probably a lot of pressure on Elon. He is certainly making a lot of noise, if you will. I think if you guys watch Lotus Eaters podcast, I think they put it on there. Elon is someone who is rocking the boat. It's funny because unlike Trump, I always thought Elon was really in the club because remember, he was a favorite of Obama. I mean, during the Obama administration, he couldn't go a week without saying Elon Musk's name, praising Tesla. Tesla was like, the government's darling. They were showered with government subsidies and grants. So I had just assumed Elon was in the club, but apparently Elon doesn't care about that. I mean, he could have a very easy life and just keep his mouth shut, and he'd be ensconced in the club. I mean, until very recently, guys, he was celebrated on the left. He was celebrated. I mean, the funny thing, if you guys watched, you saw the thing with Alyssa Milano saying she had turned in her Tesla for a Volkswagen. Okay, if you remember that. They went back and found her tweets as far back as 2014, gushing about Elon Musk. When asked who she would most like to have dinner with, which 4 historical figures or people, she listed among people like Jesus Christ, Elon Musk. So with only 4 people in all of history to choose from, she elevated Elon Musk to the level of Jesus Christ when selecting her 4 people. But now Elon Musk apparently, you got to tell me what exactly he's done to earn this ire. Suddenly, Elon Musk is so offensive that she has to turn in his car for the Nazi wagon. Oh yeah, and notice, I don't know if you guys noticed about Ye's appearance. I saw Nick Fuentes. I did not see Milo there. I don't know. I've seen no evidence that Milo was even in the building over there at InfoWars. Are we going to see next week Milo disavow Kanye? And because remember, Milo himself, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but isn't he Jewish? So are we going to see Milo in a week disavow Kanye and Nick Fuentes? I don't know. That would not shock me. Milo pulling one of those, another heel turn. Because in all that insanity, I did not see that. I assure you that was not a pun when I just said I did not see. I didn't see Milo any evidence that he was in the building. Oh my God! Did you guys see all the document dump that Laura Loomer has done on Milo? Oh my Lord! And Nick Fuentes, Laura Loomer has gone. I don't know if you guys saw, but Medicare did a live stream last night that was insane. Just going through Laura Loomer's voluminous receipts that she has on Milo and Nick Fuentes, and I can assure you they are extensive. She has totally blown them up behind the scenes. You know, for people that claim to hate Jews, I don't know. Nick Fuentes, she's got pictures of Nick Fuentes toasting with her with champagne. I'm like, what? Isn't Nick Fuentes? Isn't he like against the Jews? What are all these pictures of him with Laura Loomer drinking champagne with her, or whatever the hell they were drinking, champagne or wine? Is this just all an act? Is this a grift? I don't know. I don't know who to believe anymore. I can't believe any of this. This is also not nuts. I mean, Laura Loomer's stuff is convincing to me. I mean, she's got plenty of contact with them. This is crazy. Where is Laura Loomer dumping all this stuff? I've got to take a look at a lot of this. I mean, this is crazy. If you guys had seen the stuff that Milo that Ye was saying yesterday. Here we go. Ye on InfoWars. I mean, I've got like 10 tabs on this. This was crazy. Let's see some of these clips of of Ye on InfoWars. And remember, for some bizarre reason, somebody needs to explain to me what this is about. Why did Ye appear with the Balenciaga gimp mask on? What was up with that?
So I'm like Italian, manja. So we're gonna.
I gotta watch my accounts because they've been frozen by the Jewish.
Why is he wearing a Balenciaga gimp mask?
I need to watch my mails.
Well, CNN says white people are evil Nazis, so I mean I disagree with both statements, but I get the frozen.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at.
look at. Wow.
Oh my goodness! Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. But look,
when you make Alex Jones nervous,
I also love Nazis.
You know you're going to a sensitive place.
Oh man! Well, I have to disagree with that. But listen, we're gonna go to break. I'm the crazy one here. We're all crazy. The whole world's crazy, and the whole power structure's coming down. This is absolutely lit. This is lit. Number one show in the world right now. Everybody.
Yeah. So. Alex Jones getting a bit nervous there. He's like, "Whoa, we're pulling this card."
And now people are like, "Wait a second, the so-called crime doesn't deserve the punishment." What did I thought?
That's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love. Us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician. You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. How about that one? Ari Emanuel, how you like that one? Hey, Ron, you gonna do anything to fix Chicago?
Ari Emanuel. The super chat from V Radio. It's Kabuki. We're supposed to ignore his face. Okay, there's one theory. So, for some reason, he has this thing with Ari Emanuel. Remember, Ari Emanuel, Rahm Emanuel's brother, runs a talent agency. Did Ari Emanuel screw Ye over? Because that seemed to be a point of his yesterday. He kept saying hello to Ari Emanuel. And remember, Ari Emanuel, if you don't know, talking about the Balenciaga mask thing there, Ari Emanuel is into some weird shit. Wasn't he into that spirit cooking stuff with that crazy witch lady in Washington? Yeah, that had some weird cannibalistic child porn kind of art in his house or in his apartment. if I recall, one of the Emanuel brothers. I don't know if it was Ari. I don't know. I don't want to make accusations. Let's see. Yeah, here's another clip.
Is that just because you hate the globalists and what they're doing, and I get it. Klaus Schwab's grandfather was a Nazi. I think there's Nazis above the ADL.
Yeah, but Nazis are like kind of cool.
Because you like their uniforms.
No, these are people. Everyone's a people. I love all people.
So you love the Zionists?
I love this. I said that earlier in the show.
All right. Do you have any comments on Hitler?
I have to agree with Ye. Who did Ye say he hated? Ye didn't say he hated anybody. Why isn't anybody listening to him?
Oh, I forgot this guy's name.
Just because you hate the globalists and what they're doing, and I get it. Klaus Schwab.
All right. So, by the way, I saw the rumors today earlier. There were rumors that Klaus Schwab had a heart attack and was brain dead. I've seen no confirmation of that. I have no reason to believe that that's real. So, as far as I know, that is fake news if any of you have seen that rumor. Because I'm sure that would be major news if Klaus Schwab had a heart attack and died. Let's see here. Alex Jones talks about, okay, you've got a bit of a Hitler fetish.
Milo's Jewish. I love Milo. Yeah.
And you got a little bit of the Hitler fetish going on.
It's not a fetish. It's not a fetish. That's a term like I just love information. They have some documentaries. Apparently, Bezos is allowed to put up any documentary, but if a basketball player tweets it, he'll lose his entire career. I think that's...
Well, that's where I want to go, because you've got millions, hundreds of millions of Chinese locked down right now.
Milo's Jewish. I love
All right, so they're making reference there to the movie that Kyrie tweeted about. Kyrie Irving, the player for the Brooklyn Nets, got into trouble. Believe it or not, he had to pay a fine of like $450,000 or some ridiculous amount to the NBA, merely for tweeting about this movie. What was it? Die something? No, I'm thinking of the wrong one. This was the movie pushing the theory that the blacks are the actual Hebrews, some black Hebrew Israelite type of ideology there, and I guess he was doing that in support of Ye, and the whole thing blew up. And I guess that's what Kanye's referencing there when he talks about Kyrie Irving. All right, here we go. Where just Kyrie expresses. Now, I think I understand what he's trying to say here. I don't know, man. If you're gonna say you love Hitler, I mean, there's really no context in which that's gonna come off well for you. I don't care if you're putting it in the Christian love everybody and your neighbor context. Just, you know what people are going to take from that. I mean, he has to know this.
Then I could say I do love Hitler. I do love the Zionists. I love everyone. The Zionists cannot tell me who I can love and not love. I don't think like that. I think more like someone that's on the spectrum, since that's what they want to claim. Well, let me be on
Alex
the spectrum
Jones's
of love,
face.
because love.
But that's a good T-shirt. I love Hitler.
That's a bar.
I'm joking.
Well, and I think too.
Yeah, go ahead. Then I could say I love.
Oh my God, this was a shit show. Only Alex Jones could have done this show.
Good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing. But I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say like you like the uniforms, but that's about it?
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot of things.
I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss
Headline,
uniforms, amazing.
Alex Jones doesn't think
I mean, just because
Adolf
you're in love
was
with
a
the
good
design,
guy.
you're a designer. Can we just kind of say like you like the uniforms, but that's about it?
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot.
Oh God. Wow. You think Tim's glad that Kanye walked off now of his show?
Activities I've seen, and the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things too. We're gonna stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay.
The National Socialists had redeeming qualities, I guess. Wow, that was some show yesterday. As they say, Alex Jones and Ye broke the internet. Let's check back in with Elon. Still double checking those facts. He said 40 minutes. That was 31 minutes ago. We're gonna hold you to that, Elon. We want our deets in 9 minutes. We'll see if Tim is still losing his mind here. No, Tim's just posting images of his various guests that have appeared on his show. That's Nerdrotic. I recognize him. Who else do we see here? That's Nick Ricetta, I believe. Oh my God! I can't. Let's see here. Don't recognize the bald guy. This guy here's got to be Joey Salads. That's my best guess. He looks like Joey Salads. Yeah, I'm going to say that's Joey Salads. Which, I guess before he moved to LA, I don't know if he lives in LA now. He did live here in where I am in New York too. I believe he was also in Brooklyn, like me. Let's see if anyone else is up on Rumble. See if Jimmy Dore picked up on it yet.
We're Kabuki Theater. You got that right, Tom. Nishi hoo hoo. What's the difference between a lentil and a chickpea? I've never had a lentil on my...
All right, they're reading their Rumble rants there. I'll check real quick on live streams on this topic. So again, there's this live stream, there's Redacted. Who the hell are these Redacted people? Nina Infinity. Don't unfriend me. The other streams seem to be smaller streams. I don't know. Don't recognize them. But there's 23,000 people watching this Redacted stream. Let's see what they're about for a second.
Swallowing these bacteria is better than
really?
dental implants. It is scientifically proven.
Yeah, and by the way, if you're new to our channel, we do broadcast on Rumble, and our channel is rumble.com/redacted. And by the way, I couldn't even get Redacted on YouTube. So it's not even a channel. It's like held by some douchebag who has it. And they're like, they won't let me have it. And it's like not even used. It's not even a real channel. It doesn't even exist. I was like, really? Like, can we please? We have, a lot of people. No. And so anyway, Rumble was like, yes. So now our channel name is rumble.com/redacted. They gave it to us. So thank you to Rumble. So if you want to subscribe to Rumble, please do. So what we did on Thursday night was really interesting here on the show. We did the first part of our show. We covered about 3 stories. And then we saved 2 stories that we absolutely could not cover on YouTube last night. We talked about the blood banks in this lawsuit in New Zealand, how a family is fighting to have a
Super
blood
chat coming in from
transfusion.
PD.
And we talked about that
Ye
story.
couldn't
and
have
it's
flamed out worse
unbelievable.
if he
You need
set
to watch
himself
it.
on
And
fire.
We did
Yeah,
it
I
on
don't know
Rumble
what
exclusively.
was going
So
on
we
there,
said
guys.
goodbye to our YouTube audience, and we continued streaming live on
I mean,
YouTube,
he's going
on
on
Rumble last night.
Infowars.
And we ended up having more
brought
people
props
watch
with
us
him,
on
so
Rumble
you know that was
than on
all
YouTube, which was
pre-planned.
amazing.
I mean, he brought that
because they like they don't like censorship.
Can of
They like free
Yoo-hoo.
speech over there. And then we also covered a story on
brought
gender.
props with him, so you
and,
can't say that wasn't
Natalie got a ton.
premeditated.
She covered that story out of Scotland on that gender bill, and she got a ton of comments. People saying thank you for
Let's talk
covering
about
this.
a gender bill in Scotland. All right, so apparently we're 5 minutes away from Elon's big reveal. Unless he pushes his back again. So maybe he's still on the phone with Ron Klain. Is Ye on Cameo? That would be funny. Getting cameos read out by Ye. Yeah, he brought the props, the net, and the can of Yoo-hoo. I guess it was a play on Benjamin Netanyahu's name. Netanyahu, get it? Haha. What else did I have? I have plenty of other stuff here. I mean, look at the tabs I've got on Twitter. I mean, this is insane. They don't even fit on the screen. So remember, Elon's got the other things he's got working in the fire right now. Is he's got his so-called Big Bang in the works. That's what I'm not joking. That's what they call it down at Twitter, the Big Bang, where they're going to start restoring the banned accounts. They're going to start with the big accounts. You know, the accounts with the millions of followers, the hundreds of thousands of followers. I believe it's accounts with 10,000 or more followers. So they're going to first restore 62,000 banned accounts, suspended accounts, starting with those accounts. One of them with 5 million followers. Oh my God, could you imagine if Ye was on Hunter Biden's laptop? Just Hunter Biden snorting coke off some hooker with Ye in the background. Yeah, I don't know. Like, he restored Sargon's account after 5 years, which I think Sargon had a couple 100,000 followers at least. So I wonder what made him go through certain arbitrary accounts, and then now he's got this big block of 62,000 that they're going to reinstate. All right. We're just a couple minutes away from his 40-minute timeline. Let me check the Hunter Biden laptop hashtag. This person making reference to Ashley Biden. My father molested me in the shower many times. Hunter Biden's laptop is being learned about by CNN and MSNBC viewers just now. Hunter and his daddy are criminal pedos. That was not from Hunter Biden's laptop. That was from the Ashley Biden diary, which they're trying to pin on Project Veritas, James O'Keefe, if you could believe it. V-Radio, have you ever spoken to James O'Keefe? Maybe Carl has, but V-Radio has strange acquaintances sometimes. I could see him talking to James O'Keefe. Hunter still looking worried. We got a meme here. So the FBI raided Barron's room, but never raided Hunter's. Still no tweet. He's got a minute left. So ALX says, raise your hand if you think Elon Musk should make public all internal discussions. Yeah, this is the original ALX tweet. Should make public all internal discussions about the decision to censor the New York Post story on Hunter Biden's laptop before the 2020 election in the interest of transparency. Elon Musk, this is necessary to restore public trust. I believe ALX was Tim Pool's guest on Timcast IRL last night. I think that's where I saw him. Was he on Tim Pool's or was he on Adam Krigler's show? One or the other. I must have been out of it to not remember which. Let's see here. Biden administration right now. Hunter Biden laptop with the sweaty guy. All right, come on, Elon. Let's do this. Come on. 40 minutes on the nose. Let's go. Where's the goods? Don't pull a Al Capone's vault on us with Geraldo. Remember Geraldo Rivera with Al Capone's vault way back in the day? Welcome aboard, Spark Gap. Thank you for subscribing. Oh yeah, I saw that. They discovered that mRNA is transferable through fluid transfers, even to like through mother's breast milk. So you could have an unvaxxed baby, and you could be breastfeeding the baby and basically pass the vax mRNA to the baby. You could swap spit when kissing someone, and get the jab, basically the mRNA molecules. Drone strike reported at Twitter. Can you imagine? Hellfire missile strikes Twitter headquarters. Gee, I wonder who's responsible for that. It's the Russians. Wait a minute, the Russians don't field the Hellfire missile. It's the Russians. Super chat from Dapper Wolf. Hello, Charles Carl of Akkad. Would ever have Stick, Sex, and Hammer on Lotus Eater? And will you ever go on Beanie Baby Poolcast? Thanks, Charles. That's a good question. Tim desperately wants Carl on his show. I mean, he brings him up all the time now. It's this week. He's talked almost as much about Carl as about Adam. He attributes his entire career to Carl. Must be very flattering. We got here. At least his existence on YouTube. Although I do remember that. I think what was happening at the time, Tim was doing his story. He actually basically took up the challenge and went to Sweden when they were talking about apparently there was an alleged no-go zone. I forget the name of it. Was it the Rinkeby market or something? Which was allegedly a no-go. Well, not allegedly. I've seen videos of native Swedes being chased out of there. But Tim went there with, I believe he took a girl named Molly with him, and a cameraman, and they went to Rinkeby, and they proceeded, the cops told them, yeah, you need to get out of here before it gets dark, because we won't be able to protect you. And they were escorted out of there. Now, people challenged him and tried to say that he wasn't escorted out of there. Well, you know, they walked out and the cops followed them. So if you want to call that not an escort, that's what happened. So I don't think Carl, he was doing that for Carl necessarily, but he did something for Carl, I think, for his channel relating to the situation in Sweden. I don't think it was specifically the one where he got chased out, but it was something with Sweden and no-go zones. At least that's my memory of it. Yeah, could you? I don't know. I don't imagine Tim's going back to Rinkeby anytime soon. Can you imagine what it's like in 2022? The thing about that was like shit pre-2016. Yeah, Paul Joseph Watson. He was, I think, was he the one that issued that challenge saying somebody should go to Rinkeby? All right, Elon's late. He's 5 minutes late now. What's going on, Elon? Nothing from Tim. Nothing from Elon. Check ALX real quick. ALX hashtag bring them back. What Twitter should do instead of permanently banning users. What's this tweet? Inevitable. Is he like channeling Thanos there? I joined Newsmax exclusively to speak about Elon Musk's reply to my tweet calling for discussions of censoring the Hunter Biden laptop to be released. I have a feeling the same executives involved in this decision are the same ones who tried to keep me and Trump off of Twitter.
And a producer of the Benny Report on the weekends here on Newsmax, ALX, tweeted at Elon Musk asking if he would release this information. He got a response directly from the Twitter CEO. Musk responded that it would be in the public interest to do this and to restore trust on Twitter. Of course, we agree. ALX joins me now to break it all down in an exclusive interview. Way to go, ALX. You sure are rattling cages and cracking skulls less than a week back on the platform, which you were wrongfully banned from for 2 years. And now the CEO is responding to you saying that he will give the receipts on the bombshell story of our time, a political cover-up. My man, talk us through what happened.
So I was looking at his feed that night, and he was talking about how the more he dug into like the internal things he was seeing at Twitter's, the worse it was getting. And what came to mind was just not only censoring people and individuals, but perhaps the biggest story that was censored that interfered in our election in 2020 with the cover-up of the Hunter Biden laptop story. And I think it's not only important to understand what happened at Twitter, but kind of in your open about how the Biden administration is colluding to censor COVID information. I want to know how many people from the Biden campaign were in contact with people at Twitter as well who was looking at his feed that night, and he was talking was just not only censoring people and individuals, but perhaps the biggest story that was censored that interfered in our election in 2020 with the cover-up of the Hunter Biden laptop story. And I think it's not only important to understand what happened at Twitter, but kind of in your open about how the Biden administration is colluding to censor COVID information. I want to know how many people from the Biden campaign were in contact with people at Twitter as well who might have played a hand in calling for that. So maybe that will be released in the internal discussions as well. And I believe some of the very same people that are going to be implicated in this were implicated in trying to keep me off the platform and Donald Trump as well.
For those who don't know, ALX is the guy who sent the tweet at Elon asking for him to release the information about the suppression of the Hunter Biden laptop story. Welcome aboard, Bruce Schenkel. The significance being that Elon replied to him and said, originally, I believe it was a week ago, said he was going to do this. I didn't know he was going to do it today. I knew he said he was going to do it, and it sounded like it was going to be in a week time frame, but he didn't give an exact day. So it was a bit of a surprise when it popped up today. Thanks for subscribing, Jim D. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else going on here. I've got a few new streams up now on this. Again, no one I recognize. Let's see here. Nina Infinity has 142 people watching. Let's see what insight this person has.
At the law office of Amina Rashad, I want to help you get to the other side.
We got the matrimonial law with the hijab lady.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, the miracle happened.
Memers, if there's any legion of memers in the chat, there you go. You got a job.
Yeah, like
I
Elon
remember her
up
now.
at the top, like dropping little tweets of into their mouths.
Oh my god. People are saying blink if you need help. Are you still alive? They wouldn't just off him like this, you guys. Come on.
Speculating.
They're going to be a little bit more sneaky about it.
Speculating. Has Elon Musk been suffered foul play?
Meanwhile, Magneto's also trending. Why?
Has Elon suffered foul play? Super chat from Demo74DXS. Been a while since we've seen a Friday night drop. Yeah, some people are speculating that Elon has been dropped. Thank you for subscribing, Nelson Cummings. You think a team of ninjas has infiltrated Twitter HQ and made off with Elon Musk? Because he is now 12 minutes late on his 40-minute "we're double-checking some facts" tweet. So I don't want to start any unfounded rumors, but perhaps a team of ninjas came and took possession of Elon physically. I don't know. There's been no word about Elon's whereabouts. I hope he had the sense to do this from a secure, undisclosed location, and not from the obvious, like Twitter HQ or whatever home he's been staying in. Yes. Okay, so yes, he's 12 minutes late on his being 40 minutes late with his double fact check. Welcome aboard, G Wolf. Yeah, stay away from Windows, Elon. Elon negotiating right now. Don't release it. Stay on the App Store. If this was Russia, we would find out that Elon fell out a window. That's how they do it in Russia. They don't use ninjas in Russia. They don't make you have the heart attack anymore or the car accident. No, people that displease Putin, they fall out of windows. Even if the windows are closed, they find a way to fall out of them. That's Putin's new favorite way to get rid of people. Like, oh, he fell out the window. We're like, wait a minute. He was in a hospital bed and couldn't walk. Oh, this is terrible. Super chat from Steven Knizik. Elon starts live stream. Sounds of laser fire, automatic weapons, and explosions in the background. Tragic helicopter accident. polonium in his cornflakes. You guys are inventing various imaginative ways for Elon to suffer a tragic accident. Fell out a window onto 26 knives. Welcome aboard, Jay Barnes. "55 minutes late on his 40 minutes late." Well, I'm sorry, not 15 minutes late on his 40 minutes late. Thanks for subscribing, Roxanne. Advertisers flooding it with calls. "Hey, we'll start advertising on Twitter again. Just don't do this." Paul Pelosi hammering him. That's the most inventive. What is this? The game of Clue? If this is Clue, you gotta name the location too. Paul Pelosi with a hammer in the foyer. He slipped on a banana peel opening a window. Did they have him implanted with Neuralink? They implanted him with Neuralink, and now he's chilling with the monkeys. Welcome aboard, Aussie Nebula. Shot himself in the back of the head twice with his replica anime gun. Didn't Ron Brown with the Clintons do that? I thought I saw something where he shot himself in the head twice. Which, yeah, how do you do that? Oops. Let me do that again. The Ron Brown quote-unquote suicide. Elon forgot his password. Maybe he's playing the foosball. Remember the video of the girl working at Twitter? Has it been confirmed? Was that girl fired? The day in the life of a Twitter worker girl? I mean, if you guys have never seen that video, it's hysterical. Actually, where is... Let me check that video out real quick. Hold on. Day in the life of Twitter worker. I mean, if you guys have not seen that video, it is worth seeing. Don't tell me they've memory hold it.
Well,
here it is. So just remember Twitter pre-Elon, how ridiculous it was, the lack of work ethic they had. And just the pampering and coddling of these workers.
welcome to a day in my life as a Twitter employee. So this past week, went to SF for the first time at a Twitter office, badged in. Honestly, took a moment to just soak everything in. What a blessing. Also started my morning off with an iced matcha from the perch. Then I had a meeting, so quickly scheduled one of these little pod rooms, which were so cool. They're literally noise canceling. Took my meeting, got ready for lunch. Look how delicious this food looks. Oh my goodness, I was so overwhelmed. Then made my way down to this log cabin area. I don't know what.
Hold on. Somebody said he just tweeted. Fake news. I don't see a tweet. Super chat from, was it V Radio? Breaking, Elon Musk found dead by suicide. Security cameras were strangely not on in his office when he hung himself with prison clothing. Super chat from Stickyfoot84. Shot himself in the chest with a shotgun, then hanged himself. Yeah, Carl, he did certainly seem to knock out the female workforce at Twitter. Oddly enough, when he asked who wants to do hard work going forward, yeah, you didn't see too many women in the picture after that.
What this is, but it was really cool. I played
See,
some
this is what Elon's playing foosball right now. See, that's the mistake he made. He didn't get rid of the foosball table, and he got tempted.
with my friends to kind of unwind a bit. Also,
when did it ever work? Look, now she's going into a meditation room.
Found this really cool meditation room that I thought was super neat.
Yoga
I didn't do yoga, but they have this yoga room if you are a yogi, so also thought that was really cool. Had a couple more meetings in
Look
the
at this high-power meeting with these women here. Do you think anything was getting done there?
afternoon, had a ton of projects that we needed to knock out. Say hey to my teammates. Went to the library to kind of get some more work done. Obviously,
what work? She doesn't do anything. All she does is make coffee all day and eat.
Had to have our afternoon coffee, so made some espresso, and then before leaving for the day, had some red wine that's on tap.
Oh, do you guys have? You know what you hate when you the red wine on tap is on the fritz at your job?
Went up to the rooftop and just honestly enjoyed.
Oh, the rooftop. The rooftop lounge.
Enjoyed the beautiful weather. So awesome trip.
Let's go, Elon. Wow, he is more than 20 minutes late on his 40-minute late tweet. I mean, is there any confirmation? Was that girl fired? I don't think we ever got her. I don't think I ever got her name, but I'm guessing she just was not. She's not Twitter 2.0 material. No, believe those videos, guys. I've been inside Twitter, not Twitter HQ, but the Twitter New York office, the Facebook New York office. That is exactly what is in there. It's you're basically it's like you're in Shangri-La. I mean, the Facebook New York City office was insane. There's literally no reason to leave that place. Let's see if ALX is tweeting anything now. Where's Vijaya? That's his tweet. Where's Vijaya? Where is Vijaya Gaddy these days? Just think about the irony about that. That it was a few years ago. Tim Pool was invited onto the Joe Rogan podcast to basically not debate or at least confront Jack Dorsey, and he brought Vijaya Gaddy with him, and she did most of the talking with regards to the actual day-to-day Twitter policy. And I think she may have had a personal hand in the decision to basically nuke Carl's the Sargon of Akkad account off the Twitter site. She may have personally pressed the button. Who knows? Sure, he holds no ill will. If he does, it's in a video game, of course, as Hassan Piker would say. See if he's getting any angry replies here. Oh my god, look at this person here. flag of Poland. Hold on, a guy with the name of Reyes Armando Moranta with the flag of Poland? What? Oh, fan of Reyes Moranta. Okay, so it's a Polish fan of him. I am truly disgusted that our democracy, notice they keep saying our democracy. When they say our democracy, they just mean Democrats ruling. Democrat rule. Our democracy is not the American Republic. As somebody once said, democracy is a bunch of wolves voting to eat the sheep. The sheep, at least in a republic, have rights and they can't have their rights voted away by a simple majority. That's the difference between a republic and a democracy. But anyway, I am truly disgusted that our democracy just sat around and watched while Elon took Twitter and turned it into an authoritarian disaster. Okay, so it wasn't an authoritarian disaster before? The fact that he fired those 3 great men as soon as he took over shows just how much of a bigot he is. I will be leaving Twitter tonight. Andrew Tate. I don't sleep with vaccinated women. Here Elon is touting the reduction in hate speech impressions since he took over. Let's see. Kyle Rittenhouse tweeting scriptures. All right. Wow, Elon is killing me here. Been like a kid at Christmas waiting to open up this gift. And it's like there's wrapping paper inside of wrapping paper. I have to keep having to unwrap more. Come on, Elon. J. Fried Dot said Tate sleeps with any woman. Super chat coming in from V Radio. Dangerous to our, in quotes, democracy. As in, they own it. It's not your democracy. It's their democracy. The people who own the mainstream media paid a lot of money for it. Super chat from Demos74DXS. Boom. Exactly. Thanks for explaining that. Constitutional republic means the minority still gets rights. Democracy means mob rule. Yep. I think you'll find if you read many of the Greek philosophers and historians, you'll have to go a long way to find any that thought democracy was a good idea. There was a brief flowering of democracy, especially of the Athenian variety, but it eventually all died out because I guess they just thought, you know what? All these proscriptions and exiles, and they just had some strange features of that democracy. And also, once the people in those democracies, because remember, those were almost direct democracies, once the people found out that they could vote themselves money from the treasury, it all went downhill. The Greek city-states. The Greek city-states, they had many instances where they were debating the people, just awarding themselves money from various adventures. Oh, Babylon B just put out a story 3 minutes ago. Elon Musk vows to reveal government and media collusion once he figures out where these red dots are coming from. Oh, man. Austin, Texas. The world waited eagerly for further information on the Hunter Biden laptop story suppression from Twitter owner Elon Musk, who vowed to reveal the details of potential government collusion with the media as soon as he could figure out why he keeps seeing little red dots hovering around on his body. I have every intention of being as transparent and straightforward in this matter as possible, Musk said on a Zoom call interview as a trio of red dots swirled around on his forehead. All will be known very shortly. I just have to determine why I'm suddenly covered in these little red laser dots. Welcome aboard, TEDCon. Witnesses close to Musk said the dots first began to appear shortly after he tweeted his intention to provide details about Twitter suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop scandal in the fall of 2020, shortly before the presidential election. Within minutes of writing that tweet, we noticed the little dots appearing on the walls of every room Elon was in, said Adrian Hodge, member of Musk's inner circle. We didn't think anything of it at first, but now they're everywhere. Weird. Musk seemed undeterred. I understand that there are very powerful forces in this world who very much do not want this information made public, but I bought Twitter to stir the pot, and this is really quite fun. At publishing time, the news was still pending, and only a few members of Musk's entourage had fallen victim to apparent sniper fire. Oh, I didn't see that. Babylon B. Fired Twitter employee applies for her first actual job. Maybe we'll watch that after we check back in with Elon. Still nothing. Let's see. Twitter employer looks for work.
Mr. Dunsinson?
Yeah, come on in. You know, you're 20 minutes late.
Yeah, at Twitter we didn't have, start times. Schedules are a remnant of an oppressive colonialist regime.
Oppressive colonialist regimes? Okay. Well, look, the work here is pretty demanding. We need to find someone who can inspect all of our outgoing... Miss, are you okay?
I'm sorry. I'm not really used to bosses using trigger words like demanding and inspect and work.
But this is a job.
We don't say that either.
Then how do you get any work? So how do you get any labor stuff, production, the handwork, not work, sorry, stuff done? How do you get any stuff done?
Us dweebs got tons of stuff done on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well, what would you say you did there?
I was responsible for so much. As a content moderation specialist. Some days during my afternoon cornhole sesh, I'd get a text telling me I had to ban someone.
So then you'd have to actually, walk over to your computer and ban them?
No. I would just hit a button on my phone, and then BAM! Babylon B, banned. Libs of TikTok, banned. Steve from Fruitport, Michigan, you know he banned. And then back to cornhole.
Alright, well, what else did you do there?
Drank like a sailor. They had wine on tap, mimosas, a full microbrewery. They also had AA, which was kind of helpful for me.
Oh, Lord.
One day at a time.
Well, congratulations. So I think I've seen everything that I need to see. Did you have any questions for us?
Tons. Okay, first, you don't actually, expect me to come into the office, do you?
Well, how do you expect to get any work done, labor done, stuff done at the factory without coming into the factory?
Oh, so this is like a job. Yeah, that might be a deal breaker for me. Also, I didn't notice any meditation rooms when I came in. Do you guys have any gurus on site, or is it more like a BYOG type situation?
BYO what?
Also, I didn't see a QR code for your lunch menu, but I assume your shrimp is non-GMO and cage-free.
Shrimp? Where'd you get shrimp? We don't have any shrimp.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, boss. Pneumatic drill is on the fritz again. I need to go pick up some parts. I'll be back in 5.
Ugh!
Dirty
what was on his hand?
It was grease.
How did it get there?
Because he does stuff, engages in manual labor.
Okay, that's it. I can't do this. I'm sorry, Mr. Dunsinson. We've decided to go in a different direction.
All right, well, I'm sorry to hear that, miss.
No.
One of the donkeys that keeps society running, yeah. Still double checking those facts. Super chat from 117 BTN. Do you reckon his tweets will be 420 characters? Oh, yeah, that's definitely coming. I think the raising of the character limit is inevitable, and for it to be 420 would just be so Elon. Oh yeah, I saw that. I haven't even checked it out yet. I did see that the new B-21 stealth bomber has been finally publicly unveiled. Holy crap! Is Elon really going to stretch this to 7 o'clock now? This rate, Timcast will start before he gets this out. It would be just like him to. Oh, Tim just put a tweet. Last minute call from Hillary. Last minute call from Hillary. All right. Mr. Showman building up his audience. Yeah, I mean, he might be aiming for that 8 o'clock Timcast IRL hour. No sleep tonight? Elon found Seth Rich's killer, or maybe Seth Rich's killer found him. Let me see here. Where's Elon is now trending. Oh man, this is funny. Where is Elon? Let me get that where's Elon hashtag. Yes! Where's Elon? He got the Hillary Clinton suicide hotline meme. Hello, suicide hotline? I'd like to place an order. Anyone seen Elon? Hunter grabbing his crotch over there. Hillary Clinton has killed you. You got Joe Biden saying into the phone here, drop every bomb we have given to the Ukraine on the Twitter headquarters before Elon can post the Hunter Biden laptop story. True Patriot 8472 says, I'm not saying he got Epstein, but it's been over an hour now. Where's Elon with this evidence? Rebel Without a Cause says, where's Elon? I'm getting worried. Stay safe, Elon Musk. Please surround yourself with the only people you trust. Hire an official food taster. They will try to Epstein you. I can't find him. Where's Elon? Here we have Walter White from Breaking Bad saying, Elon, pick up the phone. Hillary Clinton giving us the shrug there. Lisa Marie says, while we wonder where's Elon and has he been Epsteined, why don't we all spend some time reading the John Podesta WikiLeaks emails? Great material that was also ignored by the mainstream media to pass time. Yeah, remember that, guys. That whole thing with the WikiLeaks of the Hillary Clinton and the DNC emails, they kept harping on the fact that the emails were leaked, but they never addressed the content. I mean, they never disputed that the emails were true and accurate and legitimate emails. I mean, the stuff in there, the fact that it was true, that didn't seem to interest the mainstream media. Let's see here. Say it, Elon, also trending. What's family meeting trending? Oh, that has something to do with South Africa. Let's see here. Hashtag say it, Elon. Public poll over Julian Assange. WikiLeaks. Looks like a Julian Assange hashtag. Still nothing at Elon's place here. Tweet if you're alive, Elon, says Tim Pool. Give us proof of life. Super chat from V Radio. Elon autopsy will show he was shot by a bullet that flew into and out of his body, lodged itself in someone else's thigh. Bullet will be found in pristine condition. Head moves back and to the left. V Radio calling for like a Zapruder film. We're gonna have it examined. We got William Archibald, Nina Infinity, Patriot News Network, Bobby Crypto Granny. I mean, come on. Elon's got to know he's got so many eyeballs on him right now. Do you imagine the pressure? Where's Elon? Where's Elon? Hashtag where's Elon? Let's hope Hillary Clinton didn't. Missing and presumed Hillaried on the side of a milk carton. Hillary Clinton, obviously a parody. It is with great sadness that I heard of Elon Musk's suicide this evening. He was an innovator and will always be remembered. Rest in peace, my friend. We got Geraldo Rivera here. Al Capone's vault. We'll be right back after these commercial messages, and we'll see what we've got here. Where's Elon? Where's Elon? Lady hitting refresh. Click, 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 click. Where's Elon? Hunter's laptop will be censored over my dead body. Hillary retweet. Back off or I'll kill yourself. Everyone asks where is Elon, but no one is asking how is Elon. Where is Elon and why did they threaten him? Where is Elon? Don't think for once that I didn't think the FBI got him on the phone. Where is Elon? My guess is on the phone with President of the United States. I'm sure there's some not nice things being said. My guess is the CIA is standing in his office while Elon Musk is on the phone with the president. Oh! He's tweeted the Twitter files. He gave them to Matt Taibbi. Alright, let me put the thread in its own window. We are go. He released them through Matt Taibbi. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what he says here. 2. What you're about to read is the first installment in a series based on thousands of internal documents obtained by sources at Twitter. The Twitter Files tells an incredible story from inside one of the world's largest and most influential social media platforms. It is a Frankensteinian tale of a human-built mechanism grown out the control of its designer. Twitter in its conception was a brilliant tool for enabling instant mass communication, making a true real-time global conversation possible for the first time. In an early conception, Twitter more than lived up to its mission statement, giving people the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. As time progressed, however, the company was slowly forced to add those barriers. Some of the first tools for controlling speech were designed to combat the likes of spam and financial fraudsters. Slowly, over time, Twitter staff and executives began to find more and more uses for these tools. Outsiders began petitioning the company to manipulate speech as well. First a little, then more often, then constantly. And that's as far as Matt Taibbi got. Let's refresh. All right, we're waiting for, I guess, the next tweet in the chain. Super chat from V Radio. He tweeted, "Go look. Thanks. Wildman Mountain Jack. Thank you for the super chat." As we wait for the next tweet in Matt Taibbi's chain. Okay. We're still waiting. Wish he had done this over video himself. It's been 2 minutes since the last tweet in this thread. It's a good idea. Let me tweet out the thread on my Twitter account for people that haven't seen it. Still no new tweet from Matt Taibbi. Let's see here. Tweet out Elon's tweet too. So how's Elon gonna do this? He's gonna take Q&A, just people tweeting at him. Won't he only just see blue checks? Nothing new there. Still nothing from Matt Taibbi. Bro, you were typing this out so slow, just drop the files. Did you just like approach Matt Taibbi? Oh, here's number 8. By 2020, requests from connected actors to delete tweets were routine. One executive would write to another, more to review from the Biden team. The reply would come back, handled. Okay, so this is the first documentation we've seen, guys. The first document to drop. Saturday, October 24th, 2020. 5:39 p.m. Now, remember, October 24th, this is right before the election. Basically, a week before the election. They were taking instructions from the Biden team. More to review from the Biden team. Wow. Thanks all. October 24th, 2020 at 8:28 p.m. Basically less than 3 hours later, handled these. So they were basically taking direct requests from the Biden campaign just a week before the election on accounts and tweets to suppress. Boom. The first bomb drops. Super chat coming in from Dapper Wolf. They should have given it to Trump. Imagine the fallout and the excitement would have built on Twitter. Okay, so that's the first document, the first receipt. So we've now proven that the week before the election, Twitter was colluding with the Biden campaign on suppressing people's speech. Yeah. Wait, what? Matt Taibbi hasn't tweeted. What craziness is this? Oh, I was gonna say, don't tell me somebody hacked their shit. I thought for a second that was it. Like, what? The Twitter files is what they're calling it. Yep, everybody's focusing on it. The first document drop from the Twitter files. This document, I'm telling you, this is huge. This is collusion between Twitter and the Biden campaign. That's what he meant by interfering with the election. There have to be hearings about this. Holy shit. Twitter was hanging on to this. What a service Elon has done making this public. I mean, if the Republicans are going to do anything, my God, he's giving them bullets for the gun. They've got to use this ammunition. Come on. This is a dancing crabs moment.
Financial planning is looking beyond today's horizon.
I don't want that anyway. This is what I want. Crabs. Celebrities and unknowns alike could be removed or reviewed at the behest of a political party. Here we go again. October 25th, Sunday, 9:50, almost 10 a.m. on a Sunday, guys. I grabbed the first one under SI, defer to safety on the high-profile second one. An additional report from DNC. This is the Democrat National Committee, guys. Stephen Liu Huan and real James Woods. That's James Woods, the actor. So you got the DNC telling Twitter to take down tweets from celebrities, from guys like James Woods. Oh man, is James Woods is going to be like the DNC had one of my tweets suppressed. Thanks for the super chat, Lost for Words. Welcome aboard, Napa Noodle Thing. Napa Nada. There's James Woods, guys, suppressed. All right, let's go to number 10. No, number 10 is not open yet. James Woods, yes, he should file a case against the DNC. He hasn't been made aware of it yet. He hasn't made a tweet in like 15 hours. Wait till he finds out. All right, 10. Both parties had access to these tools. For instance, in 2020, requests from both the Trump White House and the Biden campaign were received and honored. However, all right, here we go. Next bomb about to drop. Okay, but Matt Taibbi's like dribbling these out a few words at a time. Nothing yet. Check with Elon. Nope, he still hasn't tweeted. I guess he's gonna wait till the end of the presentation. Let's see here. What is going on here? So far, nothing. Number 11? Could this be the... No, still no number 11. Super chat coming in from PD. In a more civilized world, the president would resign over this. In this clown world, it will be hand-waved away. Super chat also coming in from Munch Party. Do you think Woods has grounds to sue? You might want to take Darrell Brooks as his counsel. I can't wait till James Woods sees that. Number 11. This system wasn't balanced. It was based on contacts. Because Twitter was and is overwhelmingly staffed by people of one political orientation, there were more channels, more ways to complain open to the left, well, Democrats, than the right. Here he points out, look at the percentage of donations, contributions by party recipient, percentage to Dems. In 2018, it was 96.38%. To Republicans, 3.62%. In 2020, it was even the more staggering 98.47%. Republicans, 1.53%. And in 2022, if you can believe this, Twitter, with its 7,500 employees, they gave 99.73% of donations to Democrats, a whopping 0.27% to Republicans. That's $451. I've seen super chats to Timcast IRL bigger than the entire company contribution to the Republican Party in 2022 out of Twitter. Holy shit. Oh, no bias. Why would you think there would be bias there? 12. The resulting slant in content moderation decisions is visible in the documents you're about to read. However, it's also the assessment of multiple current and former high-level executives. Wow, guys, this is huge. They have a long-running pattern of just Twitter doing the bidding of the left, of Democrats anyway, the official party apparatus, to just suppress speech they don't like. This is outrageous. Man, I cannot believe this. Check if Taibbi has, if Musk has tweeted since. He just sent a tweet to Emmanuel Macron. I guess he met with him. It was an honor to see you again. Looking forward to exciting plans in France. All right, that has nothing to do with this. Guess he met with Emmanuel Macron. Okay, so Matt Taibbi just tweeted, okay, there was more throat clearing about the process, but screw it, let's jump forward. Okay, so Matt Taibbi's like, enough with the pomp. Let's get down to it. So it looks like he's painting the picture there that Twitter was basically slanted. And that basically the Democrat Party, the DNC, the Biden campaign, just had an open line in there to basically get people's speech suppressed. Oh, he just jumped to number 16. What happened to 13 and 14? All right, he just skipped to number 16. The Twitter Files, Part 1. How and why Twitter blocked the Hunter Biden laptop story. Wow, this is going to take a while, guys, if he's going to do it like a sentence at a time. This is like going to be a sentence at a time here. Here's 17. On October 14th, 2020, the New York Post published Biden's secret emails, an expose based on the contents of Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop, and he links to the story. Yes, this is in fact a story that was suppressed by Twitter during in the 2 weeks leading to the 2020 election. For 2.5 weeks, actually, they were suppressed. That much we know. Yeah, by the time this is done, the Timcast IRL is going to be out. Oh snap, Doc's incoming, says Tim. Alright, so Libs of TikTok has already hunted this down. Twitter listened to the Biden team and suspended accounts upon request. Here's Guys Squigs, account suspended. JX_2, account suspended. Jared 879-83561, account suspended. I mean, this is documented, guys. We got the Biden campaign in collusion with pre-Elon Twitter interfering with the election by suppressing people. '18. Twitter took extraordinary steps to suppress the story, removing links and posting warnings that it may be, quote, unsafe. They even blocked its transmission via direct message, a tool hitherto reserved for extreme cases, e.g., child pornography. So they treated the Hunter Biden laptop story like kiddie porn. Got him. Elon got him, guys. He owns the evidence. Just waiting on Matt Taibbi to type this shit in. Here we go, 19. White House spokeswoman Kayleigh McEnany was locked out of her account for tweeting about the story, prompting a furious letter from Trump campaign staffer Mike Hahn, who seethed, quote, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days, unquote. All right, so here's the email from Mike Hahn sent regarding Kayleigh McEnany and her account to C-Strom at Twitter, Lauren Duvall, Twitter Government and Politics. Kayleigh McEnany has been locked out from her account for simply talking about the New York Post story. All she did was cite the story and first-hand reporting that has been reported by other outlets and not disputed by the Biden campaign. I need an answer immediately on when and how she will be unlocked. I also don't appreciate how nobody on this team called me regarding the news that you'll be censoring news articles. Like I said, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. So they got communication from the Trump campaign, from Mike Hahn, basically is asking, what the hell are you guys doing over there? So they can't say they weren't aware of this. They essentially froze the White House spokesperson for tweeting about a story, a legitimate campaign story. So this is exactly what Elon was talking about when he said that Twitter interfered in the election. He's got first-hand evidence here. This is Twitter's own documentation and records. This is not hearsay. They're the party. They're directly involved. Number 20. This led public policy executive Caroline Strom to send out a polite Whiskey Tango Foxtrot query. For those of you, that's how they put it in the military. For us normies, us in the civilian world, it's what the fuck. Several employees noted that there was tension between the comms policy teams, who had little or less control over moderation, and the safety trust teams. Thursday, October 15th, 2020, at 7:24 a.m., Caroline Strom wrote, "Hi team, are you able to take a closer look here? Thank you." So 7 in the morning, this Caroline Strom is asking a team to take a closer look. So a little friction inside Twitter as it looks like the trusted safety team is basically running roughshod over the normal moderators. How's that for an Orwellian name? Trusted safety. It's the last thing they provide is trust or safety. Yep, that's why they're upset about Elon taking over, guys. They had control over the narrative at Twitter, lock, stock, and barrel. All they had to do was, message their buddies on the inside there, and they got what they wanted. Still no number 21. Welcome aboard, Radioactive Girl Scout. Let's see here. Waiting on number 21. Here it is. Strom's note returned the answer that the laptop story had been removed for a violation of the company's, quote, hacked materials policy. No indication that material was hacked. Never any indication of that. So that was a lie from the beginning. Hi, Caroline. Thanks for reaching out to us. Per checking, the user was bounced by site integrity for violating our hacked materials policy. Adding them here for further insights and guidance. Thanks. That's Elaine Ong Sato, Ops Analyst, Global Escalations Team. Oh, that sounds ominous. Global Escalations Team. Sounds like globalists. So Caroline Strom, she sends this up the chain. And they're saying, "Oh, hacked materials." Well, who said hacked materials? I don't understand. Did Twitter have the laptop? Where did they get this determination about hacked materials? It's bullshit. Complete made up bullshit. Thanks for subscribing, Nemesis. And Maybug Productions. This is unreal. You got Matt Taibbi trying to copy paste images of Twitter emails. So at least he's putting these links in a web archive, so that they'll be available to everybody publicly. For those of you who want your own copies. Thanks for subscribing to Review Guy. Hey, I'm shocked of how many of you guys, a lot of you actually keep your own copies of this stuff. Because I guess it's good that we're so paranoid that a lot of this is going to be memory hold. That a lot of you just go and grab your own copies of shit. Not trusting the powers that be to leave this stuff around. Which I kind of like that about us. Matt Taibbi. Still nothing from 21. So we have the Global Escalations team got involved and called it a hacked materials policy. Total bullshit. No one ever claimed that the materials were hacked. At least no one credible. Certainly no one who had examined it. Ah, this is like pulling teeth. Here's 22 finally. Although several sources recalled hearing about a general warning from federal law enforcement that summer about possible foreign hacks, there's no evidence that I've seen of any government involvement in the laptop story. In fact, that might have been the problem. Let's see here. New tweet notification from Elon Musk. No, it's the same old tweet he made before. Looks like Carl just noted that James Woods was suppressed. '23. The decision was made at the highest levels of the company, but without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey, with former head of legal policy and trust Vijaya Gadde playing a key role. Oh, we need to have Vijaya Gadde up there, up to Capitol Hill then. So they went behind Jack Dorsey's back without his knowledge and made this decision. Vijaya Gadde playing the key role. Wait till Carl finds out about that. His friend Vijaya. Here's Sargon tweeting about James Woods. He says, this is absolutely nuclear. The Biden campaign petitioned Twitter to censor real James Woods, among many, many others. Many accounts were suspended. This alone justifies Elon's Twitter amnesty, and if the Republicans do nothing with it, they deserve to get cheated out of victory. Twitter treated the Hunter Biden laptop story as if it were child porn and blocked it from being shared entirely within the site. You couldn't even DM it to people. Astounding. It was deemed to be hacked materials, which is not a narrative that was ever advanced for the laptop. It was not hacked. It was simply given to the FBI, and the media narrative was that it was, quote, Russian disinformation, because they're a bunch of liars. So that's what Carl had to say on that. Let's see if Matt Taibbi's typed in number 24 yet. Yes, he did. They just freelanced it, is how one former employee characterized the decision. Hacking was the excuse, but within a few hours, pretty much everyone realized that wasn't going to hold, but no one had the guts to reverse it. Wow. They fucked up. They knew they fucked up, and then they were too scared. They were too scared to reverse the fuck up. Unbelievable. This was during an election, guys. An election was happening at that time. And they let this thing stand because they were too afraid to admit they fucked up. Unreal. Thank you for subscribing, review guy and Milo's mom. Call your lawyer, Sargon. Yeah. You might want to contact that lawyer that won that Aquila B case for him, yeah. See if he has any claims. Oh, 25 is out. You can see the confusion in the following lengthy exchange, which ends up including Gaddy and former trusted safety chief Yoel Roth. Oh, Yoel Roth is now implicated in these documents. Comms official Trenton Kennedy writes, I'm struggling to understand the policy basis for marking this as unsafe. You had a Twitter communications official saying he didn't understand why they were marking this unsafe, guys. This is huge. 2020, 10, 14, New York Post Hunter Biden laptop article, privileged and confidential. Oh, they didn't want this out, guys. Twitter marked this privileged and confidential. Our teams continue to investigate the origins of the material, including in the reporting. Trenton Kennedy, I'm struggling to understand the policy basis for marking this as unsafe, and I think the best explainability argument for this externally would be that we're waiting to understand if this story is the result of hacked materials. We'll face hard questions on this if we don't have some kind of solid reasoning for marking the link unsafe. So look at this. You see in real time, they knew they fucked up. They had nothing to base this on. And he's basically says already trying to find a way to explain it publicly. He's like, well, if we're going to have to explain this... Katie Roseborough, will we also mark similar stories unsafe? We know they didn't, guys. This is the only story they treated this way. CC'd on this email was Yoel Roth, that Somers woman that they mentioned, somebody named I. Plunkett, and Kay Roseborough. This is Katie Roseborough. So they knew they fucked up, guys. This is not a thing where they were not sure. Clearly that proves they knew. Super chat from Zero Neutral. Thanks for going through all the legwork while we all sit here and absorb. Well, it's really Matt Taibbi. I'm just reading what Matt Taibbi's writing. But if you mean the tedium, then I understand that. It is a bit tedious here. Let's see. Matt Taibbi, number 26. By this point, everyone knew that this was fucked. That's a quote, guys. Let me read that. This is a quote from the Twitter emails. Everyone knew this was fucked, said one former employee. But the response was essentially to err on the side of continuing to err. Yoel Roth, the policy basis is hacked materials. Though as discussed, this is an emerging situation where the facts remain unclear. No, you didn't have any facts. Given the severe, and he writes that in bold letters, in capital letters, given the severe risks here and lessons of 2016, we're erring on the side of including a warning and preventing this content from being amplified. So right there, he just admitted they suppressed it. Prevented it from being amplified is the reverse way of just saying we're suppressing it. Vijayagade, what is the warning that will come up? Yoel Roth, new. When you click the link, you'll see the generic unsafe URL message. References spam, malware, and violations of the Twitter rules. Not ideal, but it's the only thing we have. Ian Plunkett, new. Whatever we do in the communications, this will become a bias claim for Jack pre-hearing immediately. Let's make it clear we're proactively but cautiously interpreting this through the lens of our hacked materials policy and allowing the link with a warning and significant reduction of spread. They're right there, guys. See, they're fabricating bullshit. This is complete lies. They're already here talking about lying to Congress. This will become a bias claim for Jack pre-hearing immediately. So already they're formulating a narrative to lie to Congress. This is huge. They knew that this was bullshit. They're trying to come up with something they could sell to the public to cover their asses. This is total bullshit. They knew it at the time. This is definitely election interference, guys. They knew that they didn't have a leg to stand on here. They let it stand anyway. And they're admitting it to you because when they were saying the lessons of 2016, these people are evil. They had no basis to do this. They knew they had no basis. They're revealing it there in black and white. Hell, they're even conspiring here to give Jack a plausible story to sell to Congress at a hearing, knowing that it's going to come up. These people should all be forced to go up to Capitol Hill as soon as the Republicans take power, as soon as they get their hands on the keys to running those committees. This should be the first order of business in January, because this is big. Get Elon down there, turn over everything he's got. Waiting on number 27 from Matt Taibbi now. Here it is. Number 27, former Vice President of Global Communications, Brandon Borman asks, can we truthfully claim that this is part of the policy? Look at that. Notice the word truthfully. It's basically saying, is this not a lie? To Ian's point, can we truthfully claim that this is part of the policy, i.e. as part of our approach to addressing potentially hacked materials? We are limiting visibility of related stories on Twitter while our investigation is ongoing. Investigation of what? They had nothing. There was nothing about hacked materials. No one told them this shit was hacked. Where they get this nonsense from, I have no idea. The CIA never said it was hacked. The FBI never said it was hacked. The head of the Department of Homeland Security at the time, okay, he said that the United States intelligence community had no information about the Hunter Biden laptop being part of some Russian disinformation campaign. I'm sorry. They had no basis or leg to stand on with that. They completely made that up. And the guy basically saying now, that sentence right there is going to haunt this Brandon Borman. Can we truthfully claim that this is part of the policy? He's based there. They knew they were making shit up at that point. 28. To which former Deputy General Counsel Jim Baker again seems to advise staying the non-course because caution is warranted. Jim Baker, new, privileged and confidential. Again, they marked this privileged and confidential, guys. That means Twitter didn't want anyone to see it. I support the conclusion that we need more facts to assess whether the materials were hacked. At this stage, however, it is reasonable for us to assume that they may have been, and that caution is warranted. So there's this may have. Where? Where did they get this from? Just because they've made it up? There are some facts that indicate that the materials may have been hacked. What facts? There were no facts that said that. While there are others indicating that the computer was either abandoned and the owner consented to allow the repair shop to access it for at least some purposes. We simply need more information. Exactly. You're making decisions on the basis of no information on which to make that decision. This is nonsense. Here's their own Deputy General Counsel saying that they don't have any leg to stand on to go forward with this. But we're going to do it anyway. Unbelievable, guys. And remember, you were never going to... They didn't anticipate back in 2020 that the company was ever going to be bought out by somebody like Elon Musk. They marked that private and confidential. They didn't think anybody was ever going to see that. Remember that. These people thought no one would ever see this shit. This is the equivalent of Twitter's classified documents. I guess if Twitter had classified documents, these would be them. It's amazing. We're seeing these unredacted, guys. This is we're used to seeing stuff like this with black redactions everywhere. So far, we've seen nothing redacted. I'm amazed and astonished. Thanks for subscribing, Eddie. Eddie Devane. I mean, guys, let's be honest. The only time you see documents like this, they're like top to bottom scrubbed black bars. Just imagine what other stuff is lurking in these Twitter files. Alright, let's see if 29 is out. Nope, no 29 yet. This is crazy. We gotta wait for Matt Taibbi to type and copy paste this shit one at a time. You would think they would have had this worked out. Did he just dump this on Matt Taibbi like right before the deadline or something? Did he just call him up on the phone? Hey Matt, would you do me a favor and put this information out on Twitter for me? Check Elon's account. Nothing since his Emmanuel Macron tweet. Oh, he's got a couple out here. 29. A fundamental problem with tech companies and content moderation. Many people in charge of speech know and care little about speech and have to be told the basics by outsiders. To wit, in one humorous exchange on day one, Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna reaches out to Gade to gently suggest she hop on the phone to talk about, quote, the backlash regarding speech. Khanna was the only Democratic official I could find in the files who expressed concern. Wow. Ro Khanna generating huge backlash on Hill regarding speech. Happy to chat if you're up for it. Best Ro, sent from my iPhone. Gaddy replies quickly, immediately diving into the weeds of Twitter policy, unaware that Khanna is more worried about the Bill of Rights. Hi, Congressman Khanna. Thank you for reaching out, and we appreciate the heads up. We put out a clarifying thread of tweets earlier this evening to explain our policy around the posting of private information and linking directly to hacked materials. The press secretary's account was not permanently suspended. We requested that she delete the tweet containing material that is in violation of our rules, and her account is restricted until she complies. I'd be happy to jump on the phone if helpful. My team in DC, Jessica and Lauren, are copied here and also available to discuss. Thanks, Vijaya. Well, isn't that special? 32. Khanna tries to reroute the conversation to the First Amendment, mention of which is generally hard to find in the files. Oh, that pesky First Amendment, guys. Ro Khanna to Vijaya Gade. Hope you're well, Vijaya, but this seems a violation of the First Amendment principles. Wow! Democrat Ro Khanna came right out to Vijaya and he just said flat out, this seems a violation of the First Amendment principles. If there is a hack of classified information or other information that it could expose a serious war crimes, and the New York Times was to publish it, I think the New York Times should have that right. A journalist should not be held accountable for the illegal actions of the source unless they actively aided the hack. So to restrict the distribution of that material, especially regarding a presidential candidate, seems not in the keeping of the principles of New York Times versus Sullivan. I say this as a total Biden partisan and convinced he didn't do anything wrong, but the story now has become more about censorship than relatively innocuous emails, and it's becoming a bigger deal than it would have been. It also is now leading to serious efforts to curtail Section 230, many of which would have been a mistake. I believe Twitter itself should curtail what it recommends or puts in trending news, and your policy against QAnon groups is all good. It's a hard balance, but in the heat of a presidential campaign, restricting dissemination of newspaper articles, even if New York Post is far right, seems like it will invite more backlash than it will do good. Please keep this communication between just us and Jack, and no need to CC the team or forward to them. Just wanted to offer my 2 cents. What did Ro Khanna want that hidden? He's, to his credit, a Democrat. Is the only guy in this whole discussion who called a spade a spade. He said you're violating the principles of the First Amendment by essentially suppressing a newspaper or journalism. Because if this was the Pentagon Papers, which the case clearly said, even though the materials were stolen, if the paper didn't steal the materials, it's, they can publish. So he's basically giving her the rundown and saying, you're wrong here. You're not on firm ground. I guess in the Democrat Party, standing on principle is a bad thing, and he wanted to hide that. Just keep this between us and Jack. Wow. The only guy in this thing who could cover himself with righteousness, and he wanted that fact hidden. Gade replies quickly, immediately diving into the weeds of Twitter policy, unaware that Kana is... Well, okay, so I read that one. Welcome aboard, Doug Stuckey. Alright, number 33 is out now. Within a day, Head of Public Policy Lauren Culbertson receives a ghastly letter report from Carl Szabo of the research firm NetChoice, which had already polled 12 members of Congress, 9 Republicans and 3 Democrats, from the House Judiciary Committee to Representative Judy Chu's office. From Carl Szabo, subject, recap of Hill convos about Biden and censorship, in quotes. To Lauren Culbertson and CC's Steve Del Bianco, Robert Winterton, and Chris Marchese. Lauren, yesterday, NetChoice's Chris Marchese met informally with 9 Republican and 3 Democratic House staffers to gather intel about Facebook and Twitter and the New York Post story. The staffers hail from the House Judiciary Committee to Representative Judy Chu's office. So I guess this is going to be continued. Right about now, it's 20 minutes to 8, so Tim Pool's probably getting ready for his live stream. Let's see here. Last tweet he made was about Matt Taibbi's number 26 in his thread. By this point, everyone knew this was fucked. That's the one he retweeted. Still on number 33, waiting for number 34. How many posts are going to be in this thread? Oh yeah, I'm sure this is going to be a lead for Tucker Carlson as well. He also comes on in 20 minutes. $33 still. I can't believe you rarely get inside a corporation's private documents like this. you have basically an owner who's like, nope, I'm just gonna release this to the public. And who could stop him? He's the owner. They are his to do with what he wishes. They're not government documents, they're private property. Still not a... Matt Taibbi hasn't tweeted. I am not surprised that Elon chose Matt Taibbi to release this, because Matt Taibbi is definitely not a right-winger. So if the left tried to say, attack his credibility as some kind of right-wing MAGA Republican, he certainly can't do that. He's a person of the left. But he is clearly skeptical of SJWs and the Democrat Party. So he's more in the mold of a, I don't know, what would you call him even? I wouldn't even say he's a centrist. He's just basically skeptical of power, of people in power. Not even when it's his own side. Here we go, 34. NetChoice lets Twitter know a, quote, bloodbath awaits in upcoming Hill hearings, with members saying it's a tipping point, complaining tech has grown so big that they can't even regulate themselves, so government may need to intervene. High-level takeaway, every Republican said this is a tipping point, it's just too much, and both Democrats and the Republicans were angry. Okay? So this polling or lobbying group let Twitter know that they were going to face a bloodbath on the Hill and they weren't going to have any friends on the committee. $35. Sabo reports to Twitter that some Hill figures are characterizing the laptop story as tech's Access Hollywood moment. When asked just how bad this situation is, one staffer said it's tech's Access Hollywood moment and it has no Hillary to hide behind. Others were more blunt. Tech is screwed, and rightfully so. I don't know, guys. Maybe Matt Taibbi's fingers are getting tired. Meanwhile, in the chat, it seems like there's a debate over Sargon should run for Prime Minister. What? You want Count Dankula to take over Scotland? But what if Dank invades Northern England? I mean, if he could sack York. Did they finally change Count Dankula's account name problem, or is he still named Big Penis? Alright, let's see if number 36 is out yet. Nope. Dave Cullen for Ireland. $36. Twitter files continued. The First Amendment isn't absolute. Szabo's letter contains chilling passages relaying Democratic lawmakers' attitudes. They want more moderation, and as for the Bill of Rights, it's not absolute. Unbelievable. The Democrats, meanwhile, complain that the companies are inept. They let conservatives muddy the water and make the Biden campaign look corrupt, even though Biden is innocent. They linked this to Hillary Clinton's email scandal. She did nothing wrong, but because the press wouldn't let the story go, it became a scandal far out of proportion. In their mind, social media is doing the same thing. It doesn't moderate enough harmful content, so when it does, like it did yesterday, it becomes a story. If the companies moderated more, conservatives wouldn't even think to use social media for disinformation, misinformation, or otherwise. So the Democrats are like, hey, if you just censored more, then they couldn't complain. The Democrats were in agreement. Social media needs to moderate more because they're corrupting democracy and making all truth relative. When pushed on how the government might insist on that, consistent with the First Amendment, they demurred. The First Amendment isn't absolute. Really? Congress shall pass no law. It seems pretty absolute to me. So Elon said there would be a Q&A. Is he going to do something? All right, so he finally tweeted on this. Ro Khanna is great. So far, he's the only guy in this that actually mentioned the First Amendment. Like, hey, you know, First Amendment principle here. You're violating it. Oh, this he's a total parody. All right, let's see if 37 is ready. Oh, still on 36. What are you guys talking about in chat here? Wales used to be the poorest region in the UK. Reading about Twitter, the Twitter files, and we're discussing the Welsh economy. I'll chat. It's interesting. Yeah, Ro Khanna. Are we the baddies? You're violating the principles of the First Amendment. Number 36. Still stuck on 36. Ro Khanna trending. Let me see if James Woods has picked up on this shit yet. Nothing from James Woods. Ro Khanna trending. Ro Khanna. Good on Ro Khanna, says Stephen Miller. Republicans to Ro Khanna. You're a bad guy, but this does not mean you are a bad guy. Ro Khanna is no hero, though, says Laverne Spicer. Nancy Pelosi stock tracker. Shout out to Ro Khanna for standing up for the First Amendment. Avi Yamini. Ro Khanna should have had the courage to speak out publicly instead of instructing corrupt Twitter executives to keep such important concerns private. Too late now. Samantha Marika. Shout out to Democrat Congressman Ro Khanna. Ro Khanna kind of gets it, says John Dennis, blue check mark. He had to guide Gotti, a lawyer, to New York Times versus Sullivan. Terrifying. If there is such a thing as a good Democrat, Ro Khanna is one. Jeff Charles. Ro Khanna pushed back against Vijaya Gadde and censoring the Hunter Biden story. Good on him. Still stuck on 36. No number 37. Nothing new out of Elon since his Ro Khanna tweet. Maybe Elon could fix Pizza Hut. Well, I don't know, man. Some things might be even beyond his abilities. End first. End of first quarter. I thought there was tweeting end First Amendment. I was right. We're 8 minutes from 8 o'clock. You're going to have Tucker Carlson and Tim Pool start their shows before Matt Taibbi's done unrolling this thread. Hello, Matt. It's not absolute, you guys. I got a picture of Vijaya Guy. Oh, God. Oh, Vijaya. Come on, Elon. Where's your Q&A? It's great you like Ro Khanna and all, but I thought you said there was going to be a Q&A session. Still stuck on 36. Tim is like 6 minutes from opening his show, so I doubt he's tweeting. Yeah, he hasn't tweeted in 30 minutes. Yeah, Matt's fingers are definitely probably tired by now. He's like, oh my God, I can't barely type. Tucker just tweeted that his show will be about the Twitter files. Oh, really? Well, I better get that ready then. Pretty sure I got some kind of... Here we go.
You do that. He's the only person on this planet that I feel like that can do that, whether it's throwing or...
It's Fox TV. I want Fox News.
No obligation 2023 Medicare Benefits Review. Just call 800-454-1178. 800-454-1178.
DirecTV may drop Fox Sports. DirecTV customers could miss the biggest sporting events of the year, including NFL on Fox leading into the playoffs and so much more. Don't miss your favorite Fox Sports. Visit keepfox.com today.
All right, finally.
Let's have a little friendly competition. Sink or swim time. But first, the leaderboard.
An amazing subplot of the Twitter Hunter Biden laptop affair was how much was done without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey and how long it took for the situation to get unfucked, as one ex-employee put it, even after Dorsey jumped in. So... they're having trouble getting the situation unfucked at that point.
Nations had to marvel at the speed, the efficiency, and effectiveness.
All right, guys. So as we wait a few minutes here for the Tucker Carlson show, take a quick break. I need a drink.
Blinken, answer.
Nations like China and Russia took a look at what we did in Afghanistan, and we've talked about this many, many times over the last year, and had to marvel at the speed, the efficiency, and the effectiveness.
Dr. Sapphire was nervous. You're tied up with Kennedy.
Well, you know, I mean, that is quite a feat. I'm very excited right now.
Okay, let's everybody calm down. Guys look like two pieces of candy over there with those.
It's Friday night. Come on, you gotta live it up a little bit.
Starbursts. Which CNN anchor recently defended the network's wounded credibility, claiming CNN was never liberal. It was just doing good journalism. Was it Don Lemon or was it Jake Tapper? Okay, both going with lemon. Good answers. What is it?
I don't think we ever were liberal. We are doing what we do, and that's
Lemon,
good journalism.
Good journalism.
I look like a lemon.
You do look like a lemon. Don't squeeze her, Kennedy. This TV host isn't usually afraid of saying crazy things on the air, but all of a sudden she's frightened to go on Twitter. Now that Elon Musk is in charge, is it Joy Reid or Joy Behar?
I feel like both of them.
This is a real critical answer. This is going to turn the game upside down.
I'm not looking.
Don't look.
I'm not looking.
There is no cheating.
I just feel like they have both said something recently about this.
Trust your instincts. Both going with Joy Reid. All right. What is it?
Now that Elon Musk has taken over Twitter, I'm a little frightened for Twitter, frankly. What about you?
I just quit it, you know.
Oh, Samuel.
That was Samuel L. Jackson. Isn't he great?
It's wonderful.
This is the last question.
All right, I'm back.
So make sure you have your thinking caps on. This retired NFL legend shocked his fans after posting a video of him getting struck by lightning. Only to admit
So he left off on a tweet after number 36.
Drew Brees or Eli Manning. I know you guys are huge football fans.
I mean, I like football.
Still nothing new.
But I haven't heard this story at all. I watch pro football.
When you have to.
I know my Jimmy Garoppolo.
Get Tim Castagnoli already.
Justin Herbert, who went to University of Oregon.
All right, I stand corrected. That's a first.
Since he's about to go live.
We're going to have to go into a tiebreaker.
Tim Cast IRL, Elon Musk leaks proof Democrats colluded with Twitter to win. His guest tonight is Jesse Kelly.
I don't even know what the answer was. It was Drew Brees. So this takes us to a tie. Let's put it that way.
Individuals on Medicare may qualify for a grocery allowance of up to $900 as part of a Medicare.
Non-binary nuclear expert
They're about 2 minutes from starting over there.
luggage from baggage claim at a Minneapolis airport. How much was the luggage worth?
$2,500.
Right now, as we are going live, Matt Taibbi, a journalist, is releasing documents on Twitter showing many, many things. Of these Twitter threads, we can see that the Biden campaign and Democrats had a direct line to Twitter to remove information. Information that was removed, of course, relating to Hunter Biden, among other things. They were
Sorry, guys, I just wanted to put that in dark mode.
They were targeting real James Woods, for instance. Now, Matt Taibbi says that Republicans also had and have had content removed, but the overwhelming majority of people who worked at Twitter leaned into one political direction, giving them the majority of control over what was censored. He's now revealing information on the Hunter Biden laptop removal, and it is amazing internally how they're talking about, you know what, it's not justified to do, but we're going to do it anyway. Saying, how can we really justify removing this? We don't even know what it is. And they're like, man, so what? In fact, even one Democrat, Ro Khanna, was like, I'm kind of worried about what you're doing here. Now, here's the thing. You know, I see that and I'm like, maybe it's not fair to say Democrats were colluding. Despite the fact that Ro Khanna was critical of the Hunter Biden laptop story, he praised the removal of other conspiracies and QAnon content, which is still a Democrat politician coming in saying, good job censoring ideas that people don't like. I'm not a fan of those ideas, to be completely honest, but it does show that Democrats have had a direct line to Twitter to remove information and assist in their elections. And you better believe that stuff persisted well into the presidency and Congress, etc., and the Senate. So we're going to talk about that, and I think that's going to be most of what we talk about because this story is currently developing, actively breaking right now.
Still nothing new on
Before we get started, head over to timcast.com, become a member, click that Join Us button at timcast.com to support our work. We have a bunch of awesome members-only content. Last night with Alex Stein was really fun. He ate 2 of the Packy one-chip challenge chips. This is very spicy, but he regretted it. And then we...
Welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. This is a Fox News Alert. One of the most extraordinary moments in the history of social media is unfolding right now as we speak. And it began when Elon Musk took control of Twitter. When he bought the company, he promised to reveal its corruption, the extent to which Twitter had engaged in politically motivated censorship, including the unlawful, the illegal censorship of American citizens at the direction of the U.S. government. Well, tonight, less than an hour ago, Musk began to make good on that promise. Twitter shared a trove of internal documents with Matt Taibbi of Substack. Those documents are coming out again as we speak. And what they prove so far is very serious. Those documents show a systemic violation of the First Amendment, the largest example of that in modern history. These documents show that, among other things, political officials in the Democratic National Committee were directing censorship at Twitter ahead of the 2020 election. One Twitter official wrote on October 24th, 2020, that he had received, quote, an additional report from the DNC. So the DNC was telling Twitter what to pull off the site, and Twitter was complying. Next morning, to prove it, a Twitter official confirmed the post had been deleted. I grabbed the first one that Twitter employee wrote.
I did your bidding, master.
Twitter was also following instructions directly from the Biden campaign in the final days of the presidential campaign. One of the documents proves that officials on the Biden team routinely directed Twitter to remove posts that reflected poorly on Joe Biden. Quote, more to review from the Biden team, read one internal email from a Twitter employee just days before the 2020 election. That email included a list of several Twitter accounts that had criticized Joe Biden. The reply, quote, handled. We just checked. Now, those accounts remain suspended today. So Twitter was permanently censoring users at the request of the DNC and the Biden campaign. That is new. Many suspected it. Now it has been absolutely confirmed by internal documents. And of course, the New York Post Twitter account was banned. Why? Because they had a story that might have changed the outcome of the 2020 election, and Twitter knew that perfectly well. They had accurate information about Hunter Biden's laptop. The Post reporting directly implicated Joe Biden and the Biden family in an ongoing scheme to sell influence, to leverage Biden's job as a government official, to sell the prestige and the power of the U.S. government to China and Ukraine. That scheme, that ongoing scheme that unfolded over years, made the Biden family millions of dollars. 10% of that money was reserved, as you know, for the big guy, meaning Joe Biden. So that was information that might have changed the outcome of the election. And that is precisely why Twitter prevented its users from reading it. Twitter went so far as to block its users from privately sharing the New York Post story on Twitter direct message. So anyone attempting to share the story about Hunter Biden's laptop was told it was unsafe. Now, that measure, preventing users from sharing information privately, is something that Twitter reserves in normal circumstances only in the most extreme cases, Taibbi writes, like stopping the transmission of child pornography. But in this case, information that might have hurt Joe Biden's chances of becoming president were invoked. And they were applied even to the sitting president's...
All right, let me read the next part of the thread. While reviewing Gaddy's emails, I saw a familiar name, my own. So Taibbi saw his own name in there. Dorsey sent her a copy of my Substack article blasting the incident. Forward. With the Hunter Biden expose, suppression is a bigger scandal than the actual story. So that is from Matt Taibbi. Date Saturday, October 24th, 2020. So, Jack is forwarding a message to Vijaya Gadde about Matt Taibbi's story on the suppression of the Hunter Biden laptop story. So we got Inception-like recursive mentions here. Back to Tucker.
To understand the policy basis for marking this, the laptop story, as unsafe. Twitter's former head of trust and safety, Yoel Roth, explained that Twitter had to censor the story so that Donald Trump would not be reelected president. Quote, the policy basis is hacked material, though, as discussed, this is an emerging situation where the facts remain unclear. Given the severe risks here and the lessons of 2016, meaning Trump could get elected, we're erring on the side of including a warning and preventing this content from being amplified. Now, this played out to some extent in public. Now we know what was happening within Twitter. But the whole country knew that something was being censored. A lot of people couldn't read it, but it was widely known that Twitter was censoring this. And so, by the way, were many other news organizations. And at that time, Twitter received a communication from a consultant in Washington who had taken an informal poll of members of Congress, Democrats. And the message this person sent to Twitter was, Democrats in Congress support the censorship. And we're quoting, they don't think the First Amendment is absolute. In other words, sitting members of Congress were encouraging censorship to affect the outcome of a presidential election. That is illegal. It is effectively election rigging. And it is a direct attack on our Bill of Rights by people who have sworn to uphold the Bill of Rights. You gotta hope someone will be held accountable for this. So back to the documents. Within Twitter, others, presumably all voting Democrats, but some with some integrity, kept raising questions about this. Former Vice President of Global Communications, Brandon Borman, asked, quote, can we truthfully claim this is part of the policy? In other words, is this consistent with the rules? Then the Jim Baker, that would be the former FBI general counsel, who was directly involved in the FBI's interview with Michael Flynn when his life was destroyed for political reasons, signed off on the continued censorship. The former FBI official signed off. Quote, caution is warranted, said Baker. Let's hope we hear from Mr. Baker in a congressional hearing very soon. So throughout all of this, the record shows, at least as of right now, only one elected official in the entire Democratic Party, that would be Ro Khanna of Silicon Valley, a Democrat, voicing any concern at all. So Khanna reached out to Vijaya Gotti, and here's what he wrote. This seems to be a violation of the First Amendment principles, and I say this as a total Biden partisan. But he was completely blown off by Vijaya Gotti. By the way, good for him. He's a liberal, too, but apparently sort of a real one. Within days, someone called Carl Szabo at the research firm NetChoice advised Twitter executives that on Capitol Hill, Democrats were very happy with this. They supported the censorship. So as we said, this thread exposing internal documents from Twitter, as transcribed with commentary by Matt Taibbi, is still ongoing. It is still flowing forth as we speak, and we'll bring you new information as it comes. But we wanted to speak first to Miranda Devine. She is, of course, a New York Post columnist. We spoke to her at the time, more than 2 years ago, about the censorship of this story. She's since written a book about it called Laptop from Hell, which is excellent. She joins us tonight. Miranda Devine, you are at the very center of this story. What do you make of it?
Look, I think we've seen quite a bit that's useful. It's not really the smoking gun we'd hoped for. I feel that Elon Musk has held back some material. In particular, there's a tweet in which Matt Taibbi says, well, he hasn't seen any evidence that law enforcement specifically warned off Twitter from our story. But that's just not correct. I've seen a sworn affidavit from Yoel Roth, the former head of Twitter's trust and safety. He was meeting every week before the election with FBI and other intelligence officials. They warned specifically of what they called a hack and leak operation, a dump of Russian disinformation. And Yoel Roth says that in those meetings, he was told there was a, quote, rumor that it was about Hunter Biden. So they seeded that information with the social media giants, the FBI did, and that ensured that within hours of our story going live on October 14, 2020, 3 weeks before the election, it was censored. Now we're finding out a little bit more that there was discussion behind the scenes at Twitter, quite an active argument about whether this was a First Amendment problem. But the other interesting thing is how little Jack Dorsey was involved. He was obviously just blindsided, it seems, by the people under him who were intent on censoring this. And I think we have to point the figure, you mentioned him already, Jim Baker, Twitter's #1 lawyer, who says he says their caution is warranted. Now, that's coming from your top lawyer. You're going to pay attention to it. He, of course, is former FBI general counsel, very much involved in the Russia collusion hoax.
What's interesting is, for the purposes of today's story, which, as I've said 5 times, is still unfolding, but Elon Musk announced earlier that this release of documents was going to begin at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're now more than 3 hours past that, and we still haven't seen everything that they're going to release. He said, well, actually, at the last minute, we're getting some facts straight. How likely is it, do you believe, of course it's certain, that he was leaned on by government agencies? Just like everyone who tries to release all the information is leaned on by government agencies.
Yeah, and the pressure has to have been immense. I remember just Wednesday, he met with Tim Cook from Apple, who had been threatening, even though Elon Musk now says he wasn't threatening, but he was threatening, as was the White House, that Twitter would basically be wiped out by being removed from the Google and Apple app stores. And so Elon Musk met in person with Tim Cook. They had a stroll around the pond of Apple headquarters, and came out of that saying, well, Apple is not going to do that, never was going to do that. Well, obviously some sort of accommodation, you would think, was made between the two of them, and perhaps Elon Musk has given us a...
Okay, a new tweet has come out. There are multiple instances in the files of Dorsey intervening to question suspensions and other moderation actions for accounts across the political spectrum. So right on cue, now they're talking about Jack Dorsey going, hey, what's up with this guy getting suspended? All right, what are they saying over here?
A right-wing group, say the Proud Boys, marching through Portland, the right will say nothing in their defense. Like prominent politicians and things like that.
So, I don't know what they're talking about there.
Tweets so far, there's been no mention of Hunter Biden being mentioned, but we know he was mentioned by the FBI to the social media giants. So will that come out in this feed from Elon Musk? Is he holding something back? Or is it just that Facebook really was first out of the blocks to censor the New York Post and Twitter followed suit? So I don't know. I suspect that Elon Musk has been leaned on and he's kept a little bit of information in reserve.
Yeah, well, there are still thousands of pages of Warren Commission documents under seal, so that would be consistent with the way things work in this country. Miranda Devine, thank you so much. Great to see you tonight.
Thank you.
Glenn Greenwald may be the premier, in fact, one of the few remaining champions of the First Amendment in the entire press corps. He writes on Substack.
Glenn
Here's on
Greenwald.
Rumble. He joins us tonight. Glenn, thanks so much for coming on. So, like 3 tweets into this very long Twitter account from Matt Taibbi, you have Ben Collins at NBC complaining loudly that Elon Musk would dare to release details of censorship. Why isn't the entire press corps out there on the side of free speech and of revealing what we didn't know until now?
Exactly. This isn't a
Because
government
the
agency. It's not national security.
Censorship over the internet in the United States, as surreal as it is, are the employees of media corporations whose HR title is journalists. They have been the ones essentially who took the internet, which, remember, until 2015 on social media was largely unmoderated, with the exception of a very few small number of cases of expressing violence or doxing people and the like, and demanded increasing amounts of censorship because they became convinced that the reason Hillary Clinton lost and Donald Trump won, which they regard as a travesty, was because free speech was allowed on the internet and that only censorship could save us from such an event in the future. And they are now advocates of, demanders of censorship, and are furious whenever anyone tries to restore a bit of free speech to our discourse.
What do you think we're learning so far from the Taibbi thread?
I think one of the most important things that has been overlooked in the controversy over big tech censorship is that it is not, as liberal censorship defenders typically like to claim, the decisions, the autonomous decisions of private corporations, which therefore can't be questioned since they have the right to censor whatever they want. Overwhelmingly, we're seeing more and more evidence, and including tonight, that is often coming from the Democratic Party, the majority in power party in Washington, that tells these companies, censor this, censor that, censor this, censor that. And if you don't, we're going to use our legal and regulatory power to punish you for your failure to obey.
That's illegal. I think there's pretty clear Supreme Court rulings on this. How is it continuing?
There absolutely needs to be test cases. There have been decades of Supreme Court precedent where city officials would tell bookstores, if you don't remove these books we dislike, you're going to start to have all kinds of investigations. And the Supreme Court has said over and over that when the state pressures or coerces private actors to censor for the government in ways the government couldn't do directly, that too is a free speech violation. They've done it in the open, Tucker. Over an 18-month period, the Democratic Party summoned the CEOs of every major tech company and said to them in public, and as explicitly as could be, we don't think you're censoring enough content. And if you don't start censoring more, the stuff that we think is dangerous or constitutes hate speech, you're going to suffer legal and retaliatory reprisals. It's absolutely dangerous. And also, I think, unconstitutional. It just needs to reach the Supreme Court.
How did Jim Baker from the FBI wind up the general counsel of Twitter? There are a lot of lawyers in this country, a lot of capable lawyers, but you hire the FBI lawyer at the center of Russiagate? I mean, that seems like a means of control by a government agency over a social media company to me.
The tentacles of the U.S. security state are in almost every single institution of authority and power in this country. I still find it mind-boggling how it used to be controversial. The CIA would have programs to clandestinely influence news outlets. And now these news outlets, CNN and NBC and the rest, hire hordes of former agents of the security state, people who ran the CIA and the FBI and the NSA, come on and pronounce the news. They're in bed together. Big tech censorship is a critical tool of the national security state. Whenever anyone tries to do anything about it, these former people from the CIA and the rest, and the Pentagon and the rest, jump up and say, we cannot allow you to restore free speech. This form of censorship is a crucial weapon. And so they're completely intertwined and integrated. And we're seeing that in the role that Jim Baker, a former U.S. security state lawyer who became a Twitter lawyer, played in this censorship right before the election.
The guy's involved in the Russia collusion.
Not legal. I mean,
and
the
then
intel
he goes on
agencies,
to
the Pentagon, are not allowed to influence
Twitter?
domestic politics. That is illegal. And I don't know why nobody says anything about it. Well, you certainly have for a couple of decades now, and I appreciate it. Glenn Greenwald, great to see you.
Thanks, Tucker.
Thank you. So this release of internal documents from Twitter, while, as Miranda Devine just suggested, is probably not everything they have,
Matt Taibbi's watching the Glenn Greenwald interview.
What exactly
Chat.
actually happened in American politics over the last couple of years? It sheds a lot of light, and they're still coming out. So, of course, we'll update you as we get more. Plus, Barack Obama is back, as always. He appeared to discover a long-lost accent that we'd never heard before while campaigning for Raphael Warnock in Georgia. We can't resist that tape. I'll show it to you next.
All right. So, that's Tucker's segments on this. Let's see if, still nothing from Taibbi. It's been 9 minutes since that Dorsey tweet. We'll check in on Elon Musk, see if he's added since the Ro Khanna tweet. Oh, Elon! Spicy tweet for Elon. He responds to the handled thing. He put handled with 3 flaming emojis there. Quote unquote handled. All right, I'm going to retweet that one, guys. Thank you for the links, Mr. Nowhere. I just noticed that when I went to check. All right. I think a laugh emoji would be appropriate here. All right, come on, Matt. Let's get your fingers going. Let's type these tweets out. Come on. Nope, still stuck on the Jack Dorsey tweet. Oh, Tim's talking about this again.
Work at Twitter are leaning toward
even put them in any kind of check or any kind of line when it comes to accountability and transparency here. But it does read that the Trump administration, that the Trump White House did do this, did use these tools, and they were honored, which I think is worth noting if they were the first ones, because if they were, they opened the Pandora box, which deserves to be criticized in my opinion.
Perhaps, but I just to point out, The ability to report someone for a tweet is not remarkable to me. The fact that Twitter is biased and because of their bias catered to Democrats is the confirmation I think we were looking for.
I think to kind of piggyback off your point a little bit on that, Luke, is you say it's because, they're biased and things like that, and all that stuff is obviously true. But if I can compliment Democrats actually here, I think people at big tech and people in other companies, other industries understand full well when the Democrats will come after them if they prove themselves to be the enemy of the Democratic Party. Democrats have proven that time and time and time again. Look what they're doing with the oil industry right now. The President of the United States of America feels totally comfortable going on social media and saying, we're about to raise your taxes if you don't pump more oil. Okay, that's an impeachable offense right there. You're the President of the United States of America. You're not the dictator. You can't do that. But Democrats will follow through on those. Whereas you have the low T GOP, they would never choose to punish their enemies in corporate America. If you even have one that attempts to do so, like there've been some attempts in Florida to do so, you'll have half the right immediately come out and say, that's not who we are. Wait, guys, that's not who we are. Democrats would never say that's not who we are. So it only makes sense, frankly, if you're in corporate America, to serve the Democrats, because they're going to punish you if you don't. And the losers in the Republican Party won't ever do anything. That's not who we are.
Where DeSantis also is getting a lot of attention because of his actions against Disney. He also pulled the state out of the BlackRock ESG social credit score system as well a couple days ago, which I think is worth noting as well. So I do see his popularity because he's willing to stand up against a lot of these bigger corporations. ESG, but also these bigger corporations naturally will understand, hey, someone's threatening my power here. I better go over to the party that we're going to fortify in power. And I think we're in a position where Mark Zuckerberg has already donated hundreds of millions of dollars and has fortified the Democrats' future in this country for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 years. I don't see the Republicans winning because of how much they have invested in this larger game, which they have, swayed for their own personal benefit.
I think both these parties are complete trash. It's a bunch of people that are trying to get clout, and it's a popularity contest. They get bribes from lawyers to pass certain laws. It's disgusting. The whole process is absolutely disgusting, and it's destined for destruction.
Ian, you rolled a 100 on the 100-sided die.
Thanks. I wish it was more positive. 100. It was definitely 100 in a negative vein. But this is part of why I do not support what Kanye said, the way he said stuff, but I support a fresh energy in politics. Even if it means it's a risk of stepping, they know where you live now. You're in the White House. Like, that's a risk, but I can't stand by and watch it fall apart.
Jesse looked confused for a second. There's a meme. When you roll a 20 in Dungeons and Dragons, it means it's like a perfect success. And when you roll a 1, it means a perfect failure. So whenever Ian says something, people will rate him in the chat as either a 1 total failure or a 20 total success. But he has a 100-sided die over there. So when he said both parties are trash, I said, you rolled a 100. It's like, it could not be better.
I could not have been more lost. I glad you explained that to me. I wanted to roll a 100. I just didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, you'll roll many 100s.
I think you did. You did several times. But just chiming in with both parties being trash.
And I guess
I agree. Absolutely.
Saying both parties is a little mind control.
But you're also insulting trash.
Trash can be repurposed and turned into graphene.
I will say to what you just said, Ian, which I agree with. Both parties trash. You're ready for something new. That this is why I believe, just allow me to go here for a second, this is why I believe we're actually heading down a very, very dark path as a country, because this is not unique for America. We are a late stage republic. We've lasted about as long as a major empire generally lasts, and then things start to come apart as things get more and more corrupt and things start to fray a little bit. And then the people hunger for exactly what you just said, exactly what I agree with you on. I want something fresh, but something fresh is almost always something bad. It's almost always something bad that sounds good. They choose to go to the guy who will rise up and say, I will change. I will punish these bad people. I will do this for you. Tweet. And that's how nations have consistently, time and time again, ended up with some kind of horrific dictator. Because the people who are in charge suck, and I'll eventually get to the point where I'm so sick of them, I'll pick anybody who's going to go beat up these people. And that's where I think we're going, sadly.
Yeah. Dorsey's involvement here is also interesting because, as Matt Taibbi points out, he didn't know that a lot of this was happening. I mean, some people are questioning that, like, is that really possible here? But the last kind of statement by Matt Taibbi right now says that, quote,
Hopefully
there
that
are multiple
balances out the
instances in
volume,
the
so-
files of Dorsey intervening to question suspensions and other moderation actions for accounts across the political spectrum. Now, if he was, questioning and intervening and trying to stop some of this, which it looks like he was absolutely unsuccessful in doing so. So was Vijaya Gadde calling the shots here? Was she really in charge here? And was Dorsey just a representative figure that couldn't do anything and just sit on his hands? I think it's worth asking after looking at these kind of documents. What do you guys think? Tim, you talked to these people. Was Vijaya more in charge of Jack, or is Jack more capable here?
Oh, no,
So a lot of
no,
people had
she
said
was
that
in
she was the
charge,
one who was
man.
actually in charge. Jack Dorsey was just a figurehead. He had left the company. I don't know the exact time frame, but didn't they bring him back
Yeah, they
after
did.
like Dick Costolo or whatever?
Yeah, they brought him back to be CEO for the second time.
But he wasn't really the CEO, as a lot of people said. I don't think he was either. I think he was a figurehead. It's like, he's the founder. We need confidence in the company, so bring him back. He had very little stake in the company at that point. He had very little control over it. And he would say all of these beautiful things that never happened.
It's kind of like what Apple did with Steve Jobs. He left. They realized, we're failing now. We need the vision again, bring back the visionary. But, at some point, it's the owners that run the network. And I think the owners vested a lot of faith in Vijaya and basically gave her carte blanche to make decisions. And if she violated their wants, then they would have let her know.
Maybe Apple cut off.
I kind of
Taibbi's
disagree with
phone.
that a little bit, because I don't think they ever worry about owning, and I don't think they ever worry about popularity. The communists have done this very, very well for a very long time.
Yeah.
They worry about, I brought it up a little bit earlier, they worry about the choke points. Just go find and control the choke points, and then you control the company. I really need to not say her name, and I'm going to screw that up and say something I don't want to say. The Gotti chick. She's not a majority opinion. Like I brought up at the beginning, we saw, I was surprised by the amount of pushback there was within Twitter. Hey, do we even have justification for this? Well, she didn't care. She was in the one spot where she could be. She found the one spot in the company she could get to where she could make sure that she could play God. And she got there and she played God. They do this all the time in endless walks of life, way beyond Twitter. They do it, an example, you hear people complain all the time now about they'll be in some small red town in Oklahoma somewhere, some small 5,000 person town in Oklahoma. They're having a child drag show. And people are freaking out. How's this happen? It's a 98% Republican town. Well, how it happens, if you ever dig into it, and I've dug into these things before, it's never the majority of the town. They don't need the majority of the town. What they needed was one guy at the city parks department who sought out that position for that specific goal. He found the choke point, and then he pushed it. That's how these things happen. The truth is, the commies have always been better at government than anyone on the right. Libertarians, conservative, nationalists, whatever you want to call yourself, because they live and die for it. It's their profession. It's their religion. So you've never been to a city council meeting. Most people watching, even Timcast, as big as this show is, 1% of this audience has ever been to a city council meeting. Yeah. They never missed a city council.
The state is their religion, and they love telling people what to do.
Of course.
I will say that of our audience and guests, we get some credit because Alex Stein has certainly been to many meetings. He was here yesterday. He does a good job. I want to pull up this tweet here because this is a really good point. Former VP of Global Comms, Brandon Borman, asks, can we truthfully claim that this is part of the policy? And this goes to show that when they censored the Hunter Biden laptop, internally they knew they had fabricated a reason for censoring politically damaging information to the Democrats. And this is him saying,
I want to poach Tim's entire stream here. Just check again and see if Matt Taibbi's typed anything. Oh, new tweet finally. Thank you. 20 minutes it took him to type this one. The problem with the hacked materials ruling, several sources said, was that this normally required an official law enforcement finding of a hack. Exactly! They had no basis to claim this was a hack. But such a finding never appears throughout what one executive describes as a whirlwind, 24-hour company-wide mess. All right, I'm going to read the message. Hi, owls. Is this referring to guys staying up late at night? As you probably are aware, Twitter actioned tweets yesterday relating to 2 New York Post articles that were tweeted out that allegedly included pictures and screenshots of emails from a laptop that allegedly belonged to Hunter Biden, presidential candidate Joe Biden's son. Our teams made the determination that the materials fall under our hacked materials policy, in addition to sharing personal information, so links were actioned. As you may know, this existing policy framework was launched in 2018 to mitigate real-time harm based on hack and leak scenarios coming out of the 2016 election. Several high-profile accounts, including press outlets, were impacted by this decision and were actioned. Unfortunately, the language that was provided in the product may have created confusion, indicating the links were spam or unsafe. Consequently, Twitter Safety explained the reasoning here in a thread. This morning, the New York Post tweeted additional links to stories that contained pictures and screenshots of emails that we also actioned. The teams determined that a Trump campaign tweet that previously was actioned for containing PPI would not be reactioned when it was retweeted without the PPI blurred. I know there are questions that you probably have and are also probably getting a lot of incoming from stakeholders, governmental, academic, civil society, etc. The last 24 hours certainly have been a whirlwind with lots of curves and unknowns, and we fully expect that the issues surrounding this matter will continue to swirl in the coming days, so thank you to everyone for your patience. Wow. These people just... They knew it was bullshit, and they just persisted with the bullshit. Anything just to avoid the fact that they were wrong. They had no indication from law enforcement that this was hacked material. So they just pulled this nonsense. All right, let's check back in on Tucker. You guys say he's back on the story now.
We've all been waiting for.
They appear to be in commercial, but
it's Fox Nation.
We'll stick with it a while. All right, guys. So here's the situation. We're coming up on almost 4 hours already. Wow. All right, Tucker's back. Fox News alert.
Moment in the history of social media, and we don't say that lightly. Social media probably hasn't unbalanced added a lot to the United States, but this is one exception. Matt Taibbi of Substack has been given by Elon Musk a huge trove of internal documents from Twitter. We are hearing now, can't confirm it, but there are so many documents that it may be days until we see them all. As of right now, Taibbi is updating his thread, which he says is part 1 of the report. Again, these are internal documents from Twitter, and they confirm that Twitter has been an instrument of the Democratic Party used over years to shape public opinion and to censor anyone who criticizes
You guys are passing around a conch for talking? What is this,
Democratic officials.
The Lord of the Flies?
More precisely, anyone who criticized Joe Biden in a meaningful way before the 2020 election. Maybe the biggest revelation so far comes from October of 2020, and it shows that the Biden team sent Twitter a list of Twitter accounts to, quote, review. And Twitter knew exactly what to do next. Twitter removed those tweets permanently. All of this, by the way, was signed off on by Jim Baker, who had been a high-level FBI official who somehow wound up as the general counsel of Twitter. So according to Taibbi, and this is kind of interesting if you've been following the history of Twitter as a company, these decisions, this censorship was very often made without the knowledge of the founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, who, for whatever it's worth, may have a nose ring and do yoga, but is actually fairly committed to the First Amendment and didn't want to see any of this, so he was just kept out of the loop. It was Vijaya Gotti, who was the head censor at Twitter, who apparently drove it. That's what Taibbi is finding so far as he roots through these documents. But the bottom line is, the last election was shaped, without you knowing it, without any voter in the United States knowing it, by this social media company, and doubtless similar things happened over at Google and Facebook. But certainly Twitter, we know for a fact, the last election was shaped by Democratic officials, without your knowledge, censoring attacks on their candidate. Is that rigging an election? We'll let you decide. But there's no precedent for that in American history. It's immoral, and it's also illegal. Taibbi is still updating his account of these documents, and of course, if something big breaks in the next 20 minutes or so, we'll bring it to you.
Pick one tweet in the last 20 minutes.
We also have a lot more on the Bidens, their business life,
Biden Inc.
hidden business life, next week with our two-part Tucker Carlson Originals documentary on the corruption of the Biden family. It's called Biden Inc. The first part drops Tuesday of next week. So French President Emmanuel Macron visited the White House yesterday.
Well, now we know
of course,
what
that gave the occasion for a dinner.
We
Lots
know
of
how he
Democratic
saw
donors and throne
Elon.
sniffers and suck-ups showed up
Macron.
at the White House to toast Macron.
All right, so we'll check back in on Matt Taibbi. Nope, still nothing. So as I was saying before, guys, we're coming up on hour 4 in 12 minutes of my live stream, and this appears like it could go a long time. Do you want me to keep with the stream, or do you just want me to pick this up tomorrow? I don't know what's going on here. I was expecting an Elon Q&A, but that does not seem to be in the offing. I will let the chat guide. I mean, whatever you guys want to do. Matt Taibbi is slowing down. If he's going to do a chat every 20 minutes, it's going to be like 3 tweets an hour. Wait, Matt's done? Oh yeah, he is saying he's done. It's been a whirlwind 96 hours for me too. There is much more to come, including answers to questions about issues like shadow banning, boosting, follower counts, the fate of various individual accounts, and more. These issues are not limited to the political right. Good night, everyone. Thanks to all those who picked up the phone in the last few days. So yeah, Matt Taibbi's done. Let me check Elon. See if he has anything to say, any guidance to offer here. Nothing since his handled tweet about 21 minutes ago. We'll give it a little... We'll give it till, say, 9 o'clock to see if Elon's going to say anything else. So that's like 21 minutes from now. Oh, yeah. We had some marathon streams on the Darrell Brooks trial. I can't believe you guys are doing the Lord of the Flies past the conch. Like I'm saying, I'm looking for Piggy's corpse, but I think you guys ate him. Let's check in with Pim Tool, as you guys like to call him.
That trumps taxes. There's nothing else that matters unless that is stopped. That will end the United States of America. It will. They have the power to destroy anybody already, and it's only getting worse.
Did you see the Chinese
Matt
busing
Taibbi
people,
dies
like
in
grabbing
his sleep,
citizens and
or-
taking them, putting them on buses? Like, there's no one to protect them.
There's a
You
tragic
can't
break-in
invade.
with,
I mean, you cannot. I
by
don't think ethically we could
Paul
not
DePape.
invade to stop it. It would just cause more hell. So we sit and watch as they bust their citizens off to concentration camps.
Well, why would we invade when our government's on the same side as China? Our government already came out recently and said, no, what Elon Musk is doing at Twitter, man, we're keeping an eye on that. Oh, Apple is actually actively helping the Chinese Communist Party crush the...
Check in on Elon, see if he's tweeted. I'm not seeing any new tweets. Oh, here we go. You're right. I made a mistake because I didn't realize it was a pinned tweet. Elon says, if this isn't a violation of the Constitution's First Amendment, what is? 4 minutes ago, Twitter acting by itself to suppress free speech is not a First Amendment violation, but acting under orders from the government to suppress free speech with no judicial review is. Thanks for subscribing, Matt Bridges. And Doug Stuckey, I missed you about an hour ago. So, Elon did make a couple tweets since the Ro Khanna Great and Handle tweet. So I just read them to you. Looks like he was responding to the Hodge twins there. And Mike Solana. Yeah, he wrote, handled. If this isn't a violation, Hodge Twin said it 100% is collusion between government and big tech to violate the First Amendment. And that's what Elon Musk said. Twitter acting by itself to suppress free speech is not a First Amendment violation, but acting under orders from the government to suppress it is. With no judicial review is. I mean, I guess the Q&A is him on Twitter. I think that's what he meant. Maybe that's what he meant by live Q&A. Just blue checks can tweet at him. Because I'm sure if I tweeted at him, he probably wouldn't see it. He probably would only see like blue check marks at tweet. Yeah, Matt Taibbi's done for the night. And he is almost at 1 million followers. 959,500 followers. Let me check James Woods to see if he has tweeted anything. Nothing from James Woods yet. Holy crap, I gained a lot of followers. Must have been from Sargon's tweet. I'm gonna have to thank him tomorrow. Gained almost 100 followers in like a few hours. Actually. It's been a pretty flat week, actually. But I guess when they finish adding up today's. I don't know, guys. I think that's going to be it for the night. Tank Hunter and my president. Yeah, I mean, I guess Elon should be responding to tweets and all that, but I don't want to keep you guys here past 4 hours just looking at me hit refresh on Elon all night. But I'm guessing that we're going to have to do follow-up on this because it looks like there's going to be more coming out. You guys were great, though. I mean, you were very patient sitting here, especially when we had to wait like almost 2 hours for it to start. It was like almost 2 hours late in coming out. What was it, like an hour and 45, an hour 50 minutes after you originally said it was gonna drop? So I appreciate you guys sticking with it. Yeah, this was and especially it was a weird way to roll it out. Just slow tweets by Matt Taibbi. Seems like this was hastily organized. Maybe he just didn't have a lot of time to put it together before the deadline. Maybe just Elon said, here's the stuff. Yeah, guys. What I'll do is, I'll give you my usual send-off. I say typically that's going to be it for this NeoUnrealist. If you want to help the channel, do me a big favor. Hit like for the video. Other thing you could do is leave a comment. That seems to always stir the algorithm. And if you haven't already, if you're new, if you came here to see the big bombs dropped by Elon, Mash the subscribe button. Also, been noticing people have been getting unsubbed from their favorite channels a lot recently. That seems to have become a thing again. So if you were already subbed to me, always keep an eye on that and make sure that Susan WikiWiki hasn't unsubbed you. But like I said, if you're not already subbed to the channel, click on that and click on the notification bell next to it. You put on the all setting to keep up with new content. You may not get notifications. That's another thing that YouTube does. They don't always send notifications. Don't know what their system is, but Susan, in her infinite wisdom, I'm sure will do what she thinks is best. Anyway, if you want to contribute directly to the channel, if you want to toss your hard-earned dollars into the tip jar, follow the links below the Patreon, Subscribestar, PayPal, whichever you feel most comfortable using. You also have the new monthly memberships feature. I think I saw one or two you make use of that today. The join button is right there next to the subscribe button. Or if you catch this, if you caught this later, you're on BitChute watching this. Typically, all my videos are mirrored to there. You can just click on the green tip pledge button on the video player there. Most importantly, guys, thanks for watching.